Welcome to Wyoming. Scoreless opening drive of the game. John Sadak, Luke Kuechly, our CBS crew. Pressure up the gut. Faison off the right side. Through a couple of tacklers. They've already converted on 3rd and 9 on this opening drive of the game. And a big gash there from Faison. Stumbled by Isaac White after 14 yards.
So they did a really good job. They down block, and then they pull guard outside. They pull the guard outside. He kicks out. We got a trick play here.
Right back to Petrus over the top. End zone. Touchdown, Otto Tia. Nate Dreiling told us expect trick plays, and it pays off in a big way on the opening drive.
Just a really good throw by Spencer Petrus right here. They get on the plus side of the 50-yard line, which a lot of times means a shot play. They got a good gain on 1st down. Comes 2nd down, they go a little flea flicker action, gets behind the defense, touchdown.
Tanner Cragen for the point after, perfect on 13 tries this year. He is 14 of 14. Now the Aggies are down several big names, including their top wideout, Jalen Royals. You had wondered who would step up. Otto Tia, 36 yards for a TD.
And right now they just lull that corner to sleep on the backside. Really good throw. It's a good job by Spencer Petrus sitting in there. They had pressure in his face, good timing, and he throws a great ball. Good catch, and that's what you want to see. Otto Tia is a big physical receiver, and with Jalen Royals being out, we got to try to figure out who's going to step up. So far this first drive, Rasul Faison's done a good job. Spencer Petrus, good job. And Otto Tia with the big touchdown catch.
We are at elevation, 7,220 feet. Royals is sidelined. He is a scooter wearing number 1, one of the best wideouts in the Mountain West and the country. Tyler King, one of the best kick returners, 2nd in the FBS, over 29 per return. He does have a touchdown at 100. On the back pedal, Nimrod sent it plenty deep enough. Let's take a look at your Stanley Steamer keys. What do you got?
I think Utah State's got to be able to limit the run game of the Wyoming Cowboys, make the quarterbacks beat you. Got to protect the football. They've turned it over in 11 straight games for Wyoming. They got to keep drives going. In order to do that, you got to be able to win on 1st and 2nd down, make it 3rd and short. And then who on the offensive side of the ball for Wyoming? We're going to see 2 quarterbacks. Who steps up and takes that job?
Jay Salvell shared with us that Evans Svoboda, who's out there now, would get the first 2 series, and then redshirt freshman Caden Anderson. But the numbers are wanting for both. The pass game, the entire offense has been ugly for Wyoming. Svoboda is the runner of the 2, and he gets popped at around the 30, able to pick up 5. Now Kean Sloan with the stick. Utah State ravaged by injury. Wyoming on offense has Caden Barnett as their top talker on the offensive line. Sometimes, according to his head coach, he can have too much juice. Sam Scott is the primary running back. They're down Dwyan McNeely, DJ Jones. Harrison Whaley likely to play next week. Did practice this week, but out today on the stretch. And that's a 1st down turn.
And this is a guy that they talked about, Tyler King. They talked about how fast he plays, and they're just going to get a quick zoom sweep play right here, and they're going to try to out-leverage. They're going to try to out-leverage the defense, and what they do a good job of. Sam Scott's a big physical running back. He gets out on the 2nd level. You're going to be blocking a DB or a nickel.
Now Tyler King is hurt. They're looking at that left knee. For those of you watching our free streaming coverage, it will conclude after the commercial break, but will continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to cbssportsnetwork.com/channel finder. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Wyoming, Utah State, each team 1 victory on the year. The Utah State defense wanting, Wyoming's offense the same. John Sadak, 2-time All-American and NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly, along with our CBS crew. What's your feel in the early stage? Aggies got to score, Wyoming trying to find rhythm.
Well, offensively, they're both doing a really good job. Obviously, Utah State couldn't have started any better. First 2 plays, got a 1st down for Wyoming. They got a big run on 1st down, and then on 2nd down, they converted for 1st down.
An injury to wideout Alex Brown that had us at break. A hitter into the left flat area, block holds upfield, and that'll be just short of the 1st by a couple of yards.
Yeah, and just a really good job blocking right here by Alex Brown, and unfortunately he gets rolled up on, and that's something that's really hard. You ask these perimeter blockers to go out there and be unselfish and block. They don't know what's going on behind them. A lot of times balls fall into him, defenders push him into the ball. I hope he's okay. That's a tough injury early on.
Might they take a shot here on 2nd and 2 after the run by King? You'll see a lot of tight ends from Wyoming. Receiver motion. Svoboda sells the fake. And he looks for his tight end, John Michael Gillenborg, his favorite target, but Jordan Vincent bumped him a bit. Incomplete. Let's take a look at the defense for the Aggies. They have been dreadful on the year. 2nd worst in scoring and total defense, and they are down many bodies. Inoka Mingau out for the year DN. Taz Williams out for the year DN. Miguel Jackson the same at D tackle, and middle linebacker Clyde Washington.
Well, they've been banged up, especially up front. It's hard to play defense if your front is banged up. They've been getting pushed around. They're light. They're young up front, and early on, Wyoming's done a good job of running the football and being physical inside. Design runs. Svoboda gets stumbled short. He only gets a yard. Tamed by John Ross May, the D2 All-American in his first year with Utah State. So they ran this play early on in the game. The first play of the game, what they're going to do is they're going to pull everybody around. And what Evan Svoboda should do is he should follow over here. He's got 2 big guys running in front of him. It'd be great to follow those guys and go get a first down. They had the whole front side. You got to be patient. Let that whole run game develop and follow in there and put your head down and go get a tough 3 or 4 yards. Noticeable boos about punting here on 4th and 2. Jack Colbreth to kick. Kahanu Davis, the return man. The usual man, Freeman, is out. High snap. He just gets it off. And Davis, the fair catch rip at about the 17. We'll step aside. Aggies with the ball and a 7-0 lead.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Whatever you need, get more with Geico. By Verizon. And by Ram Trucks. Built to serve.
Moments through the years of a rivalry begun in 1903, labeled Bridger's Battle in 2013. Wyoming has taken the last 2. The Aggies haven't won here since 2018. Now Spencer Petras trying to continue the quarterback tradition of a pass-heavy Aggie offense. 3 straight 300-yard games entering today. He's perfect tonight. Oh, he's off to a great start. 4-4. They've been running the ball effectively, and obviously they had the trick play. And this is unique formation for him right here. Very compressed. Kyrese White in motion over the middle to Will Money. And the tight end has 9, 2nd and 1. Connor Shea the stick. They have Cole Motes back at left tackle. He missed last week with injury. They had 68 starts on the O-line entering the year. 2nd most in the Mountain West, 22nd most in America. That's a strength. Faison turned aside first try. Runs out of an arm tackle. Zigzags for a first. Gets spilled by a pair of men, including Ben Florentine, after he weaves a path for 7. Devon Harrison there as well. Yeah, Rasul Faison the last 5 weeks has over 500 rushing yards, and he just makes guys miss. When you have a one-on-one tackle opportunity as a defender, you got to play a good angle, go make that play. Play fake. Check down, Faison. Right into Devon Harris's clutches with help from Suiau Noah. Gets to the 39, gain of 5. What do you see in this Cowboy defense? Well, you know what? This week they finally got their 2 safeties back. Wyatt Eckler and Isaac White. You pair him with Rook Brown and Shea Suiau-Noah, you've got a really good 4 guys right down the middle of the defense. I know there's a lot of positivity having those guys back. Wyatt Eckler and Isaac White haven't played together very much this year, and to have him back is big. Oh, Kyrese White of a quick slant, lost the ball. They say no catch. That was close. I think Spencer Petras is seeing things really well right now. He's doing his RPO reads are fantastic. He sees Suiau-Noah step up, void the zone. He's got an inside slant in the slot right there by Kyrese White. Good throw, just got to make that catch. Utah State loves to stretch the field, not just vertically, but horizontally. Bunch trips to the near right. Faison, the deep back, sidecar. Check down, a heave, one-on-one, too long, incomplete. Looking for his tight end, Will Money, but there was Isaac White back for the first time in 3 weeks. Well, and that's just something. They've got confidence in a guy like Isaac White, so they can put 4 guys up on the line of scrimmage and give pressure looks and send 5 and 6 because they know in the back end with these wide splits,
The only way they can play coverage is if they play man backside, and if they're going to play zone, they're going to give stuff away. So great coverage right there by Isaac White. Good play call, good pressure, good getting off the field on third down.
Stephen Kotzenle, who had an ugly broken leg, injured his season last year. Fair catch by Caleb Cooley. A 43-yard punt. The ball nestled just inside of the 20. Family affair here in Wyoming. 7-zip Aggies. Tomorrow, 4 Eastern, join CBS Sports Network in California. Some AVP beach volleyball. The best duos in the country leave it all on the sand. So each team here tonight has one win. For Utah State, it came in game 1 against Robert Morris. They also had Spencer Petras get hurt in that game and then faced Murderers Row. Losses to USC, to Utah. They have folded at Boise State and to UNLV. While Wyoming's lone win came in league against Air Force just a few weeks ago to close out September. One of the few other winless teams in the league, along with Utah State. But that's not the norm for these programs, Luke. Look at what they've done over the last several years and decade.
I mean, it's easy to talk about why they haven't had success, but truly, I mean, half their teams are hurt with injury. 2 of their best players on both sides of the ball are hurt. They're having a very difficult time due to injuries.
Oh, big run for Sam Scott, the converted linebacker. A couple of stiff arms and a spin on J.D. Drew. That's 42 yards.
This is just a great job by the Wyoming offensive line of just clearing space. This is just simple inside zone. He's going to check it. He's going to get downhill, and he's going to scoot into the B gap on this side. Everything gets closed down this way, and he scoots into that A gap, and cuts all the way backside. That's just a really good job of getting into the line of scrimmage and cutting back against the grain when those double teams get up to the second level.
One of his biggest runs of the year. Jamari Farrell is subbed in. He's out wide. They go empty. Scott needs a breather. Svoboda checking down. Over the middle, tight window. Excellent coverage there by John Miller. Whacked away incomplete. Now they are down some big backs. Sam Scott went into camp, Luke, as the 4th tailback. Harrison Whaley did return to practice this week. A knee injury in mid-August. He had arthroscopic surgery, but he is not going to play until next week. DJ Jones away from the team. Dwayne McNeely, another knee injury.
Absolutely. Harrison Whaley is just speed. That last big run by Sam Scott could have been a touchdown with Harrison.
2nd and 10. Motion from King. On the ground. That's Jamari Farrell. Only averages 2.5 a carry, spelled by John Miller after a couple.
And this is something interesting to think about for the Utah State defense. You've got 2 very different running backs in the game. Sam Scott, big physical thumper, 6'2", 230. Then you put Jamari Farrell in 5'8", 200 pounds, a lot more shake, a lot more burst, a lot more suddenness. So as a backer on that Utah State defense, it's very important to understand who's in the game.
We do not see Avante Dickerson out there. We were told he was probably out, usually a starting corner for Utah State. Empty. The keeper duped him. Svoboda slides through. Quarterback keep for a first down. That's a big man rumble. Torrin Union finally trips him up.
This is just a really good job by Evan Svoboda. Again, let the stuff happen in front of you. What they do is they go 5 wide, they widen everybody out, make it a light box. What I mean by that, not a ton of guys on the inside. They had 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. They got 5 on 5 up front, 5 offensive linemen, 5 defenders, and then go find a void. Evan Svoboda has been carrying the ball very effectively early on in this game.
Utah State, 4th worst rush defense in the country, almost 240 yards a game. That was 14 for the quarterback. King in motion. And this time they sniff out Sam Scott. He gets nothing. About a yard. Gets walloped by Lolaheha, who only had 4 tackles on his young year, the redshirt freshman.
And with all this pre-snap motioning, it's imperative that Utah State and that second level, they talk, they communicate, they move quickly and get lined up. The worst thing that can happen on the snap of the ball as a defender for Utah State is you're moving sideways. So if you get motion, quickly get to your newest alignment, the alignment post motion, and then be ready to go play downhill in the run game.
2nd and 9. Blitz comes. Svoboda hammered as he throws, and he overshoots Justin Stevenson in the end zone. DJ Graham was right on him. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, really timely pressure right there. He had Stevenson in the end zone. Really good route by him. You can see he puts the corner on top of him. So instant inside leverage right here, and then he snaps it off. Really good route. Just got to get that ball. You got to step into that throw. You're going to get hit. You got to really step into that throw and drive that ball and put it right on his chest. That's a big receiver in the end zone. Good play call by Utah State getting inside pressure.
What do you think here on 3rd and 9?
You know, I think it's going to be a throw. I think they're in field goal range. The worst thing you can do right here is you can't take a bad sack, bump you out of field goal range.
2 running backs are in. That's Farrell in motion. Scott is sidecar. Looking left. Svoboda pressured, hit and dropped. He'll lose a few down at the 26 from Kean Sloan. That's a loss of 3.
So they go man coverage right here. They're manned outside. They send 5-man pressure, and then they've got an extra guy adding in on the running back. So it's just 6 on 5 right there. The back isn't able to step up and make contact on the blitzer. They just brought 1 too many guys, and then good job by Evan Svoboda. Not making it too big of a loss right here. They've got a makeable field goal here at 48 yards, or 43 yards.
So here's John Hoyland, 5 of 7 on the year. Perfect between 40 and 49. With no wind at elevation, that is plenty good. So they get points. Quarterback hit on 3rd and 9. Hoyland converts for a field goal. The Aggies will get the ball back, enjoying a 7-3 lead. Tomorrow, an outstanding NFL on CBS double dip. Early games headlined by Bengals-Eagles. Then #1 draft pick Caleb Williams leads the Bears on the road against the Commanders. Now that is a CBS Sports Sunday. Get set for kickoff beginning at noon Eastern with the NFL Today Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Well, you had yourself a monster NFL career, Defensive Player of the Year, and earlier this week, congrats to you. You're part of the 50 moving on in the Pro Football Hall of Fame voting process that'll be trimmed to 25 in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's super exciting, man. I had so much fun playing. I had great coaches. I had Ron Rivera. Sean McDermott was my defensive coordinator, along with Steve Wilkes and Eric Washington. And the defenses that we played and were set up to have success as a linebacker. We had really good guys in front of us. We played that 4-down front, let us run around everywhere. So we were a big-time product of our system that Sean McDermott put in.
John Hoyland, who had hit the 43-yard field goal make that's muffed and dropped, then picked up and run out. And that's going to be nothing. Nick Floyd with a massive mistake, and he's going to put his offense pinned down on its own 5-yard line.
I'm not quite sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, you can drop it in the end zone, just take a knee right there, put your foot down, you get the ball at the 20-yard line. I don't understand what that is. That's tough starting field position. But if you're Wyoming right here, heads up for hard counts, heads up for quick, easy throws to get them out of the shadow of the end zone.
Herschel Turner, the true freshman, is in at running back. Petrus beckons motion from Estera. Inside run. A latch on, and some extra hitters help out. Wyatt Eckler, part of the pile that eventually swallows up Turner. He's able to weave a path to the 12, gain of 7. Isaac White, the first hitter, on the ankle.
Yeah, they're just going gap scheme. What I mean by that is they're going to get offensive linemen out front. They're just going to pull this guy, and then he's going to fit inside right there. There's really 2 good kick-out blocks. Run it up inside.
And here's the tempo that Utah State can and will employ. Not much there for Turner, only about a yard. Tice Westland was in there, so 3rd and manageable. What are you thinking?
I think something quick. They've shown the ability to get going in the run game. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do that. They're going to spread it out right here, so you got to imagine something quick over the ball, a little spot route. If Wyoming sits in zone coverage, you're just going to try to find a void in there, sit down, put it right on his chest.
Tia has Parks, man, by himself on the right, needing a yard. Into the pile. Tice Westland was there. It looks like no gain. Turner seems to be marked down at the 15. They're going to move the chains.
Just a little inside run right here and fought for it for a first down. I don't know where they had to get to, but it looked like he just got just enough. They had to get to the, looks like the 15.5 yard line for a first down. He's able to put his shoulder down and go get it.
Now the marker is being set at the 16 true. The ball is being snapped just barely north of the 15. I can't believe this. Pump fake. Petrus check down over the middle. And Tice Westland again there, this time against the backer and Turner. He gets about 5, maybe 4.
So a lot of voids underneath in these zones right now, and Spencer Petras is doing a good job, continually doing a good job. Looking front side, nothing. Where's my check down? Once they come to him, I'll put it on his chest.
3 straight 300-yard games. First time an Aggie's done that since 2012. Goes opposite the pressure. Josh Sturzer, the tight end, drives a couple of Cowboys out of bounds. Wyatt Eckler, part of that pair. Able to pick up 10. That's good for a true first.
Yeah, so what they're doing right here, Spencer Petras has the ability. He's got a 2-by-2 set, 2 receivers on each side of the ball. If that guy in the slot, the number 2 inside receiver, is uncovered, he's going to throw it to him right now and go get a first down. If they're out on top of him and they're showing they're in coverage, some sort of tight man or zone, he's going to hand the ball off. All he's doing is looking outside wide. Is it a favorable matchup outside, or is it not favorable?
He's 8 of 10 passing, 81 yards. Faison back in at running back. Low snap, play fake. Over the middle, flag flutters, drop ball. Will Money started spinning upfield, perhaps heard some footsteps, but the flag flew as the ball did. Cal McNeil is our referee in this Mountain West crew.
Holding, number 72 offense. 10 yards from the previous spot, replay, first down.
George Miley, the brother of defensive lineman Bo Miley, who's getting some rotation time up front.
Yeah, it's just an inside hold right here. It's just a snatch and grab, and you can do that. Once you snatch him down, that's a good move by an offensive lineman. Just let him go, let him fall to the ground. You can't, once you see that jersey tug in there, and call penalty.
They go empty here, needing 20 for a first. Whole field check down. Petras has nothing. He's swallowed up and dropped. All the coverage there, and Devon Harris makes him pay. Loss of a couple.
It's just a really good job in the back end right here of just playing coverage. Tight coverage in the back end. Looks zone. Look, 1, 2. Now he's trying to scramble to get to number 3, and then the protection just breaks down. That's a really good coverage sack.
Second down, Utah State, normally designed for chunks, but remember, Jalen Royals is out with a foot injury. Off a play fake, behind his target, looking for Grant Page, but Sui Noah got a hand on the football and grazed it away. 3rd and 22.
Absolutely got a good chunk of it here. Again, this is another run-pass option. He's going to count his numbers outside. Obviously, he liked his numbers outside. The slant was there. The receiver beat the corner, got the inside leverage on it. Just got to put the throw on his chest. So now 3rd and long, screens, draws stuff down deep across the middle.
Not only Miley, Trey Anderson is on the left side of the line. Couple of backups in, needing a bunch. They go underneath and only get some to the 28. Isaac White was there for the stick after the gain of 10. That's well short, and it'll be the punt unit for the Aggies.
Really good job by Wyoming. When it's 3rd and long like that, there's a lot of space on the field. So when that ball gets caught, you got to rally fast to the ball, got to get bodies around him. It's a big physical receiver right there. Grant Page, 6'3", 200 pounds. You got to go get him.
So Kotzen Lee to kick, Cooley the return man. This has excellent hang, not great distance. And with bodies around him, a clean catch for Cooley at the 30, 42-yard punt. The wanting defenses in America, well, here's a feel. Kent State yields 46 points per game. Utah State second worst at 44 points per. And going against the defense, this is what head man Jay Sawvell told us would happen. 3rd series, the redshirt freshman Caden Anderson.
And it's going to be a lot different. We'll see what happens. Evan Svoboda has run the ball 4 times already. I can't imagine it's going to be similar with Caden Anderson. I think it's going to be more of a pass-first approach with him in the game.
Out of South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. Juggled and caught. And brought down at around the 33-yard line. Chase Davis with the stick.
Again, right here, Tyler King, quick physical with the ball. Jalen Sargent's been a guy that they've said's done a really good job, him blocking on the perimeter. Good, easy throw to get Caden Anderson going to start the game.
Chase Davis, the redshirt freshman, is the down free safety. We'll step aside for a short timeout. Wyoming on the move, 2nd and 6.
It's good to see Chase Davis get up off the field right here. Looks like he just got weird. Looks like he got hit maybe on a shoulder or a wrist. He kind of grabbed his arm there when he went in for the hit. But it's good to see him get off the field and run off.
2nd down and 6. Cowboys are averaging almost 9 yards a carry. On the year, it's 2.9, dead last in the Mountain West. Farrell trying to get low, plows to the 35. That's only a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 5. Bo Miley the stick.
Again, right here, they're just going to bring the tight end back across the formation. What they're trying to do is they're trying to zone front side. All the offensive linemen are going to move to their right. The tight end's going to come across the formation, try to kick the end man out on the line of scrimmage, and the running back can take it front side. He's going to press it front side. He's got the ability to cut back into the defense whenever he wants. Good job, though, by Bo Miley stepping in there.
Press coverage shown outside by Utah State. 3rd and 5 with a low snap, pressure on. He steps into it and completes over the middle. And giving up the body there is Jordan Vincent. Made the hit on the grab of Chris Durr. Gain of 9.
This is awesome right here. Great job by Caden Anderson standing in there, taking a hit, but Chris Durr does a really good job. It's a one-on-one matchup, and at some point in the game, your receivers have to just go out there and man coverage and go win. He went out there, he won. Caden Anderson stood in there, made a great throw.
And so zeros hit the clock. We are through the opening quarter of play. Cowboys on the push, Aggies with the lead. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Aggies the lead, Wyoming the ball. The defense has been wanting for Utah State all year, among the worst in most major categories. Injuries a critical part of it. That said, they've held Wyoming to a field goal so far.
They've done a really good job, especially on 3rd down. They've given up some plays early on 1st and 2nd down, but they've really tightened up on 3rd down and done a nice job.
The numbers from the first, Aggies in the air, Cowboys on the ground. Play fake, Anderson, his first drive of the game. The freshman floats a double coverage, nearly picked off. Hot potato for Ike Larson, tight to the sidelines.
So really good concept. It's a 3-level concept or a 3-read concept. This guy's going to come across the formation. That's his easiest first read. That ball gets picked up. As it continues to roll, he's going to have a guy short, and then he's going to have the deep over. Right here, there's a guy, he can throw it right there. Just take that throw all day. You can worry about that deeper concept as the game goes on, but if that quick throw is there, take it right now, go make him tackle him.
2nd down and 10. Farrell smashed and still able to drive forward. Gets funneled to the 50. John Ross May ultimately trips him up there. It's a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down at a long 3.
I tell you what, Wyoming's done a really good job up front of controlling a line of scrimmage, and these aren't clean, simple, sexy-looking runs. They're just dirty. Move the line of scrimmage, push, gap scheme, bring 2 guys back across the formation. When I say gap scheme, instead of a zone where they're just stepping up into the formation, there's guys coming behind the line of scrimmage and kicking out defenders.
3rd and 3.5. Sam Scott is back. Wyoming 2 of 4 on 3rd. They have needed over 6 yards on average on 3rd down. Into the flat. There's a block. There's a first down. Chris Durr with another big grab.
And this is just a great job by Caden Anderson. Hey, this reads solely on him. He's going to take a quick read and see what number 1's doing. Once he knows that he's sinking in, Chris Durr is going to get the ball on the flat, and everybody knows how fast and quick he is. Coaches love him. They say he's got a great feel to try to get the ball to him in space and let him run. He's got good burst. That's a really good job by Caden Anderson. Count the box. Where's my favorable matchup? And give it to him right now. Quick decisions.
Gain of 20, as head coach Jay Sawvell said. He's a playmaker. We need to get him the ball. Off the fake, Anderson tuck and run. That's normally not part of what he does. John Miller denied him the corner, but he was able to pick up 3.
Trying to get Tyler King in the flat right there. It's covered, and you know what I will say about Caden Anderson? The last 2 plays right here, he's made very quick decisions. Hey, Tyler King's covered in the flat. Let me tuck it, get positive yards. This is 2nd and 7, 3 yards on 1st down. Prevents that 2nd and 10. That's dreadful.
He was at the Prep Power South Lake Carroll High School in Greater Dallas-Fort Worth. Had 2 ACL injuries. The recruiting interest from Texas, Oklahoma, TCU vanished. He wound up here at Wyoming. On the ground, finding the edge, and the first down, a dart out of bounds by Farrell. And they're in the red area.
Really good job by Jamari Farrell right here. This is just an inside run play. They bring the tight end across. They're gonna block, and he's gonna check, and then he's gonna kick it outside wide. So it's for him, it's check, inside A gap, then you go B gap, then you go C gap. If it's not there, the uncovered player, the unblocked player is always gonna be the corner. If his eyes are in bad shape, then that ball kicks out on the edge.
Gain of 7. So a chance here in the red zone. Changes, wants Farrell, side left. And flags fly.
He had what he wanted to.
Prior to the snap, ball start, 70, offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Second down.
Rex Johnson.
Yeah, Caden Anderson saw inside pressure. He's going to switch. He's going to switch sides of the run game. They've got pressure coming this side with the wrap player. He's going to change the run play and give a good cutback lane right there to Jamari Farrell. It's a bummer they didn't get it. It was open.
Filling in there at left guard, inside run. No, a fake got me too. And the keep by Caden Anderson. Jordan Vincent wraps him up after he earned 7.
And this is where it gets difficult as a defender. Watch this guy come across the formation. This is the unblocked player right there. If he sinks down onto the running back, Caden Anderson pulls the ball. So there's one more player that they can't account for on the defensive side of the ball. Great read by Caden Anderson.
Now, Wyoming in the red zone, brought to you by Verizon. Just about right on the national average, getting TDs. Stacked wides to the right, big bodies left. Motion from Stevenson. On second down, play fake, Anderson. Incomplete, flags fly. You thought Stevenson got tugged there.
Yeah, Justin Stevenson got tugged right here, and this is a really good concept on the high red zone. Hard play action pass, get these corners to suck up, act like it's a run, and then boom, stutter, stutter, stutter like you're blocking, and then shoot forward to the end zone.
Pass interference, number 6, defense. Ball will place at spot of foul, automatically first down.
Yeah, see him come across the formation right here. Justin Stevenson, he's going to go stalk that corner and stalk that safety. Once he sees him step up and commit, he's going to pop right behind him. In a typical run play, like I said, they're going to leave the corner unblocked. They're going to go up and block support. So they've been showing that look all game. Once they see from the booth that safety's going to suck down to defend the run, they're going to pop it.
So the ball spotted at the 11. It's 1st and 10. They can get a first down at the 1. Out of the gun. Scott out of the tackle and into the end zone. Touchdown. DJ Graham whiffed on the hit.
Just another really good play design. This is just a multi-level read by this running back. He can take it inside, nothing inside. I'm going to push, push, push. And again, the unblocked player on the outside of the defense is the corner. So he's going to be floating right here. And that's just an unfair matchup for the corner. Sam Scott, 6'2", 220, big physical body on DJ Graham. It's just not a good matchup for Utah State. Great job by Wyoming.
Hoyland for the point after. Great Scott. In high school at Scott Catholic in Nebraska, he averaged 11 a carry. He was the 4th running back in camp. He's having the day of his year. A big score for a field goal lead. 10-7 Wyoming. Luke, what'd you see on that score?
Hey, this is just a really good job of these offensive linemen. Double teaming up to the second level. The tight end's got a big one-on-one block. This guy's coming across the formation, and then he's allowed to check, 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 and then unblocked players right here just makes a move on him.
Sam Scott with a couple of big-time runs. I love your fire, man. You love big plays and big moments.
I just like when stuff is blocked correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoy it. I spent a lot of time when I was playing drawing how things are going to block. Where do I need to fit as a linebacker? Who's the unblocked player? Where do my eyes need to be? And when things get blocked correctly, it makes me so happy, and I don't know why.
We do have a change on kick return. Remember, Nick Floyd dropped the ball and then unwisely took it out to his own 5. He's been replaced. It's Kyrese White and Herschel Turner that allow it to go for a touchback. So the Aggies back on offense. What have you seen from Spencer Petras?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's done a really good job of taking what the defense has given him. He's not trying to force anything. He's done a really good job of going through progression. Outside, he kicks out, going through progression, and taking what the defense has given him. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, come back to his check down player. He's done a great job so far.
They had that score in the opening possession. Faison sidecar. Tight end Sturzer sets up on the wing. A fire to Colby Bowman. He gets swung down and out of bounds after he breaks the plane of the 30 by Tyrekus Davis.
Again, Petrus, he sees off coverage out wide by Tyrekus Davis. He's going to abandon the run, and he's going to throw it out and say, hey, I got a big body receiver, go tackle him.
After a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Faison has nothing. Reverse field. Good stiff arm, and he leaps forward. How did he do that? He's got the first down.
I tell you what, that's a great job by him. Sometimes you got to be your own blocker. They go again, a gap scheme. That means they're pulling 2 guys backside to kick out. Nothing front side. Everything's on him. He goes and gets a really dirty first down right there. That's a great job by Rasul Faison to just being your own blocker.
First down and 10. 3-man front. Petrus feeds Faison. And he gets into that second wave. Bertinoli popped him first. Shea gave some help after he earns 3. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, our chat with Kyle Cefalo, who's in his first year calling plays, his second technically as the OC, about how he calls plays based on personnel on the field.
Well, absolutely. He calls it based on where guys end up based on the formation. So, like right here, they go 2 by 2, 2 receivers on each side. You got to imagine that's where they ended up. Both guys ended up on on 2 sides. They're going to be on the same side again. They're going to try to go quick. They're going to keep their guys relatively in the same position. And again, all they're going to do right now is they're going to tighten the tight end, Josh Sturzer down to the hip position, and they're going to run their plays based off that.
It was Blake Anderson, the head coach, who was dismissed over the course of the summer, that had called the plays in the past. Cefalo said he's grown more in 3 months calling plays this year than he has his whole football career. Herschel Turner Jr. back in. Doesn't get nearly that same push. Maybe a half yard. Tice Westland, part of the power that pushed him back.
Yeah, I really like what Cefalo does. It's quick. It's well thought out. His guys don't have to run all over the field to get lined up. That's something that's simple and easy to think about, but I never thought about that until we talked about it with him yesterday.
Second down at a little less than 10. Fake. Petrus off the hands of Turner. Incomplete. Isaac White sniffed pick, but came up just shy of cradling that prone ball, and there's a Cowboy down.
And that's a dangerous ball floating across the middle right there. And Isaac White, he would have loved to have that. He's been out for the past little while right here. That would have been just a gift right in his arms right there. First game back, pick right away.
Ben Florentine is the downed man. He's a former walk-on. There are many that go from preferred walk-on status to scholarship. Been about 50 that have done so in the last decade. Several on that line, headlined by Jordan Bertinoli, who's been an all-league performer. Originally walked on, was a wide receiver in his high school days.
I'll tell you what, Jordan Bertinoli has done a really good job with these 3 young D tackles that Wyoming has.
And we'll step aside as they tend to Florentine. 10-7. Well, good sign. Ben Florentine walked off the field under his own power, going through some tests right now. But it's 3rd down and nearly 10 for Utah State. Spencer Petrus, 11 of 15 passing. Tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern, CBS Sports Network. Kick off your Sunday fun day with that other pregame show. Our Tops team gets you ready for a whole slate of action. The average yards to gain on 3rd down for Utah State so far, over 9, and that's exactly what they face here and now. What do you call?
Well, they're tight stacks, so you got to imagine that the receivers on both sides of the formation are going to switch. They call it a switch release. So boom, one guy goes in, one guy goes out. You got to make sure that your communication on the back end is really good. They're doing a good job right here. These 2 guys of being on different levels. If you get next to each other and they run a switch release, you got a likelihood of bumping into each other. So a lot of communication going on in the back end right here. It's a really good job by those guys pre-snap.
We'll see what Petrus and company can put together. Apparently, I guess a clock issue here. Nothing's rolling. So they're moving the game clock to 9:03. Officials, remember, always keep time on the field so they can give a correction if something is off on the board. Petrus, 11 completions to 7 different men. Who does he find? On 3rd down, in a tight window, and a flag down. Otto Tia spinning with Keani Parks right on top of him. That would have been a 15-yard grab. Let's take a look here.
You're going to watch his upfield arm, which will be his left arm. Does he spin the receiver? Yeah, so he's going to got his left arm on him. If you just kind of put your arm on him, you're good. The moment you pull and you spin that receiver, that's where you start getting in trouble. I understand Coach Savel's frustration right here. Keani Parks is in a great spot. Just calm down, be a little bit more patient, but hey, he's in great position.
Number 40 defense. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul.
Now, Parks plays a lot, has been supplanted as the starter the last several weeks by Ian Bell.
Yes, I'm going to see how much he turned him, and I think if I'm Keani Parks right now, I'm a little frustrated. I'm sorry, if I'm Tyrekus Davis, I'm a little bit frustrated right now.
Empty. Faison is out wide. Petrus pressured over the middle, dropped. That's happened a couple of times early today, right into the chest of Tia.
Yeah, good clean pocket right here. Again, Petrus is able to go through his progressions. Watch this. He does such a good, his offensive lineman. It's a four-man rush. He knows he's got zone coverage, puts it right on his chest. The only thing that was an issue right there is that referee might have caused a little bit of a screen for the receiver. I'm not giving him an excuse, but that receiver sitting back there, or that umpire sitting back there might have caused a little problem with his vision.
One very high and deep safety. They're soft on the trips left. Hit as the ball juggled and brought in for a catch to the 42. That was Jack Histera, who hasn't been seen a whole lot today. Rook Brown on the hit.
This is a good matchup right here. Jack Histera is more of a slot inside guy. Rook Brown's one of my favorite guys I've watched in a nickel position. He's physical. He's got great feet. He plays so hard. Good play by them.
3rd and 7. Faison. Shoulder down. So now you're at the 37. Suiau Noah with the hit. What's your thought process 4th down?
So the way what you do on 3rd down often dictates what you want to do on 4th down. It's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. They go ahead and run the ball. Really good play by Suiau Noah, but with the run game called on 3rd down, you got to imagine he's got to play dialed up for 4th down, knowing that they might not get it.
Well, 4th down and 5. Petrus one-on-one. Parks in coverage, knocked away, incomplete. Keani Parks perfect all over Otto Tia.
That's a great job. They all show up at the line of scrimmage. It looks like man free back in the back end. But then on the snap, they drop. They push out wide to the number 2 receivers, makes it one-on-one in the back end. Great job by Keani Parks right here. They go with the little slant and go. He jumps on the slant, but what he's able to do is he attaches again quickly, gets to the receiver's hip. At the last moment, he looks back towards the quarterback. That's the reason why there's no penalty on that. That's a great job by Keani Parks.
A big stick on 4th down, and here is the redshirt freshman, Caden Anderson. He gets another look on offense. First drive, Wyoming, 5 plays, 23 yards. The next 2, 18 plays for a buck 25.
And they got great field position to start this drive.
Anderson keeps, gets one block, and he invites the shoulder contact of Chase Davis. Gets maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9.
Again, they're going to go back to that little quarterback read play. They're going to read the end man on line. Number 50 sneaks down. They get the block on the perimeter, but they get safety support this time. Really good play, getting downhill, making a good firm tackle by Chase Davis. Good to see him back in the game, too.
Well, they break huddle here on 2nd down. Farrell is subbed in at running back. Anderson 3 of 4 for 32 yards early. Inside run and a low drive to about the 42. John Ross May, Isaiah Bruce combined on the stick, gain of 3.
And this is where they got to step up. This is where Caden Anderson needs to really solidify himself as the quarterback. It's a 3rd and obvious passing down situation. It's a window where you can get some heavy pressure. It's 3rd and about 6. What do? Can he convert this on 3rd down? Who's going to step up for Wyoming here as a receiver?
Jordan Vincent had been to the medical tent. He's out there defensively. Backside pressure. Ball nearly ripped free. Keon Sloan able to swoop in and take out Anderson. That's a loss of 8.
Yeah, good pass rush move on the edge right here by Keon Sloan. It's too much time. You got to get rid of this ball. This is a left tackle, a young freshman that they're trying to get going a little bit. And he just beats him around the edge right here. jabs inside, and then as a pass rusher, if you can beat that outside hand, that upfield hand, so for a left tackle, it's your left hand. Watch him beat his upfield hand. He gets on that edge. It's clean sound to the quarterback.
Why no punt returner here? High snap. They sent everyone that nearly got it. And that'll be down around the 22. A 44-yard punt. Some big-time moments. The defense bringing it on 3rd and 4th down on both sides.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Homes.com. We've done your homework. And by Stanley Steamer. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer clean.
The 5 youngest head men in the FBS, 33 for one final day. Interim head man Nate Dreiling, 34th birthday is tomorrow. His team has been ravaged by injuries, Luke. He told us we have more coaches than anyone in the country. They have traded in cleats for whistles, and with a patchwork squad, particularly on the D-line, he's trying to find a win. Inside run. And Rasul Faison nearly has the first of the 31, gain of 9. Tice Westland, the stick.
He's been really good so far. 8 carries, 39 yards, and largely running the ball right at that Wyoming defense.
Go right back on the ground. And that purposeful pause, he waited for the hole to open, and then he plunges for another 9 in the first down.
100% right. They pull the backside guard and the backside tackle. So they're going to pull both these guys, and then it's just be patient. They do a really good job of covering up. You got the outside, the guard's got the outside guy, the backside tackle plugs up inside to the back. A really good job of the offense line. Good job by him being patient.
Only 3 men up front. They're almost daring Utah State to run. And Faison says, thank you very much. Gets beyond midfield. Isaac White trips him up after he gashes for 13.
And I'll tell you what, really good job by Cephalo. I know they love to spread him out. I know they love to throw the ball, but if the run game is working, you might as well stick with it.
Faison, 10 carries, 70 yards. Quick hitter with a blocker. Grant Page trying to get low and drive. He gets a few. Braden Siders spills him at the 44, gain of 4.
Okay, this is what I like about Spencer Petras. They went 3 down, 3 down, 3 down, 3 defensive linemen. That last play, they go 4 down, which gives them numbers on the outside. They got a blocker for the corner and then a safety coming from depth. Nobody over the top of his slot wide receiver, throws it right to him. They get a good chunk on first down.
He sat hurt at Iowa last year, his first year learning this system, and he missed 2.5 games with injury. Faison probing the interior of that line, out of a tackle. What a run, Rasul Faison.
I tell you what, this guy's running through people, and you can hear the pads hitting from upstairs. Again, they're just going to run the ball inside. He's going to run through one arm tackle. He's going to run through a full shoulder. That's Shea Suianoa. He's a really good player. And we talked about, hey, with Jalen Royals being out, who's going to step up? And early in this game, Rasul Faison has done a fantastic job.
19-yard run. He has been the driver of this possession. Double stack. Fake. No, it is a handoff, and Faison again probing the defensive interior. Flag is out on the later side.
And have a penalty flag here on the sideline. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an unnecessary roughness call here on Utah State. The outside receiver just drove the corner, Keani Parks, into the kicking net on Utah State sideline.
Now they talk it over. Cal McNeil, our referee. It's been fairly flag free to this point, 2 on each side. They talk it over. Let's take a look.
There's no flag on the play. Second down.
Yeah, and it's just right here. Yeah, I mean,
you think no flag?
I don't know. I mean, he's 7 yards out of bounds and throws him into the kicking net. I mean, I'm not sure on that one. But I mean, at some point, if you're Keani Parks, you got to give a little bit of resistance back and not let him throw you into that net there.
Herschel Turner Jr. is checked in at running back. Turner fed and sliced down as he breaks the plane to the 20. able to pick up 2. So 3rd down and 4. Remember, the Aggies got a touchdown on their opening possession. Most recently, they went for it on 4th and 5 and failed to convert.
Absolutely, and 3rd down is where Wyoming's been really good on defense. They're the eighth best team in the FBS converting on 3rd down right here. So as these splits tighten in, you can disguise a little bit better if you're Wyoming.
Low snap, 2 of 5 on 3rd down today, the Aggies, and a hitter right side. Able to be ripped in, and it looks like that is good for the first. Kyrese White picks up the 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is just a one-on-one matchup right here on Wyatt Eckler. Just a slot out route. That's a hard route, one-on-one, coming from depth, because he can go inside, he can go outside. That's just a really good route by Kyrese White, and Spencer Petras understanding, hey, I got a safety coming down from depth. Once he puts his foot in the ground, I got to put it on his chest.
And your eyes did not mislead you. Eckler has casts on both hands. He has been playing for a couple of weeks with 2 broken thumbs.
Tough. He had a pick last week, too.
In the red zone on 1st down. And the 2-minute timeout arrives as the play clock wilts down. Now we'll step aside. Utah State, with its best drive since the beginning of the game, trying to take the lead back. Back in Wyoming, Cowboys by 3, Aggies on the drive. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Cardell Jones will break down this contest and get you caught up on other key contests around the country. Head your way on the Verizon halftime report. With Jalen Royals out, Rasul Faison has stepped up.
And I'll tell you what, he's done it different ways. He's done it by being really quick to the hole, playing fast downhill. He's done it by making his own holes. He's breaking tackles. And then also, he's just been so physical. Right here, this is where everything front side was taken. He's going to go get physical. And then right here, running through contact, physical. And I'll tell you what, that wears the defense down as the game goes.
Graham Page all by himself, left side. Faison waiting for something to erupt. Funnels forward to the 13, only a yard there.
And something to think about here for Wyoming, the ball is going to have to, in the passing game, it's going to be thrown flatter. There's no depth to the field, really. I mean, they're on the 12, 13-yard line. The field essentially is 23 yards deep, so the ball needs to get thrown right now. It's got to be a quick, direct throw.
With the tight end get involved, Petras play fake. Pocket eroding, he's hit! And he flutters the ball. It looked like a pass moving forward. That was Tice Westland who popped him. He's been living in the backfield.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of getting pressure, sometimes with 3, sometimes with 4. Right here, they're just going 4-man pressure, and he just wins. He just wins off the right side of the screen here. And what they always talk to guys about is never get past the level of the quarterback. If you get to the level of the quarterback, push. If you get past the level of the quarterback, counter back inside, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Tight formation, White in motion. Petras locked end zone. Lob, one-on-one, knocked away, incomplete, looking for Grant Page, and there was Keani Parks again. 4th down.
Tell you what, he's doing a really good job right here. Kicking unit comes on, another big stop on 3rd down by that Wyoming defense. But Keani Parks right here, he's just playing the eyes and the hands of that wide receiver. So sometimes the receivers put their hands up late. Right now he goes early. Once those hands come up, you play through that pocket, and that right hand, that bottom hand right there of that receiver, that's what the one you want to pull down. If he has that bottom hand, he can make the catch. If you pull that bottom hand down, that's when it makes it really difficult to make the catch.
Redshirt freshman Tanner Craig in a tie from 30. He's 2 of 3 on the year. And he drills it. So they have to settle for the field goal, but they do forge a tie. And with just 1:19 to go before the break, each team has 3 timeouts. Remember that Wyoming had won the toss and chose to defer. So the Cowboys have the ball to begin the second. Who will we see at quarterback, and how aggressive will Wyoming try to be with this slight amount of time and a wanting offense on the year?
Well, I think you can't be too careful, because Utah State's got those 3 timeouts, right? But if you're Wyoming, number one goal on this drive is to go get that first down. You get that first down, you kind of get back going into your groove. You got plenty of time right here. You got 1:19. The clock's going to stop on 1st down. So you have your 3 timeouts, and any points you can get right here. You don't need a touchdown. A field goal would be great, because you know you get the ball coming out back after halftime. On the contrary, the worst thing that you can do is go incomplete. The clock stops. Utah State gets the ball back with 1 minute left and 3 timeouts.
Nimrod kick, King on the back pedal. He can break one. He'll take a chance. King has returned one all the way this year, and this time only gets to the 20-plus. So who will we see at QB? It looks like Evans Svoboda first emerged. Now they're huddling some. There's Svoboda, 17. What do you think of the move seemingly back to Svoboda? It's something that Jay Sauvel had told us he might alternate.
Well, now you look at the first 2 series from both these guys, right? The first series of the game, they're moving the ball. They kind of got stuffed on first down. Then they made an incomplete pass in third and long. Second series, they score. Third series, Caden goes in. They go score a touchdown. In the fourth series, they go 3 and out. So they both have had two drives, 2 scoring drives.
Sam Scott just gets ripped down as Svoboda turns the corner and darts out of bounds. An escort from J.D. Drew and help from a few others.
This is as good as it gets right here. So Svoboda goes back in the game, and now the run game picks back up, and he goes ahead and gets that first down, gets out of bounds, clock stops. Now they can get going.
Well, they get 11 there. The ground has been fortunate. Almost at their per game average in the first half. Svoboda steps into it, double coverage, double hit. As the catch made by Durr, the harm comes led by John Ross May.
So even though he goes out of bounds, the clock doesn't stop because he gets hit going backwards. If he's powerful and he's moving forward and goes out of bounds, the clock stops, but he was pushed backwards. His forward progress was stopped and he moved backward. The clock will continue to roll.
2nd and 6, Svoboda. Off the hands, incomplete, and that'll freeze the clock. Looking for Will Pellissier. Coverage there from J.D. Drew. 3rd down and 6.
Again, hey, pressure off the edge. Ball gets thrown just a little bit high. You'd love for him to come back to that ball, go get it, but hey, good pressure off the edge by Keon Sloan again. He's been in the backfield multiple times again. Freshman left tackle Jake Davies is having a difficult time early in this game with Keon Sloan.
They lost Frank Crum to graduation, a legacy who's now in the NFL with the Broncos. Nate Geiger got hurt after starting the opener. Davies probably ahead of schedule a bit starting at left tackle. 3rd down and 6. Svoboda. Intercepted right into the hands of Jordan Vincent. And now in elevation with 3 timeouts. Utah State's got the ball, tied at 10, and an Aggie down on the sidelines.
I think he had him too. I think he was looking to get the ball to Justin Stevenson here on a 7 route, corner concept, and the ball just sailed him on him a little bit right here. They're going to the bottom of the screen. The ball comes out, and it's just in front of him just a little bit too much. He had him. It's the right read. It's the right throw. You just got to put it on. You just got to put it on him. And if you're the receiver and you see that high safety sitting right there, instead of drifting into that safety, you'd love him to put his foot in the ground and come flat to the sideline to make that throw a little more friendly for the quarterback.
He popped right up. So now the Utah State offense with 3 timeouts, throwing it back, option pass, another trick play, caught! Grant Page finds Rasul Faison down the left sideline, a huge trick play.
Watch this play. This is a great play design. Watch where Faison comes. He comes from out of the backfield. So the traditional double pass, you throw it to the receiver, and then the other receiver runs down the field. On this one, they throw it to the receiver. They sit out there, they block up front, and then he leaks out of the backfield down the seam.
36 yards, 2 trick plays, both have paid off. Out of the first tackle, 2nd and 3rd effort, touchdown! Rasul Faison.
I'll tell you what, man, he is playing good football right now. Big catch down the sideline, and then again, blocked pretty well. They run that inside counter play where the guards pull up inside, and then he just goes and runs through arm tackles right here. This is a great job. No gap scheme this time. It's just an inside zone play. Rasul Faison again breaking tackles, getting into the end zone.
A critical turnover on a pick thrown right to the hands of Jordan Vincent by Evans Svoboda. And the huge trick play, Faison, who carried the rock the last drive, gets the payoff on this push. So the Aggies in the lead. Cragen trying to make it a clean 7. A 36-yard option pass, and it's all made possible on the pick.
Got out in front of him just a little bit too much right there. And then trick play, watch Faison come out of the backfield. Everybody sucks up, they throw it, and it's a great throw, great catch. And then a little inside zone play by Rasul Faison right here. There's some initial clean running lane, and then the rest of it is just all him. He breaks a couple arm tackles, runs through a tackle on the goal line for a touchdown. He's playing really good tonight.
Faison with a rushing TD in 5 straight games. It's the longest such run for an Aggie since our own Robert Turbin, 10 straight back in 2011. Well, that kick plenty deep enough for a touchback. So 19 seconds. Who's a quarterback? It doesn't even matter. You're just taking a knee. It's Svoboda here.
Yeah, you know.
They have 3 timeouts.
You got 3 timeouts. The whole field is open. Do you trust? No, it looks like they're going to go take a knee right here to end the half.
And a smattering of boos. We heard boos early in the game when they punted on 4th and short near midfield. Jay Sauvel has talked about his 1-6 start. He said it's painful. I hate it. I'm the most hated person in Wyoming, and I get it. I evaluate everyone, including myself, and I stink right now.
And that's tough going in the half. They had a lot of good stuff going on. They're getting the ball coming out after halftime. You just feel the energy in this building just got sucked out, just quiet. So see what happens. They get the ball coming out after halftime, see what they can do to go put a scoring drive together.
Aggies start well, finish well. We are at halftime. After the break, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Cardell Jones in New York with the Verizon Halftime Report. You're watching Trick Plays in College Football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Welcome back to Wyoming. Our Kubota first half stats. The 1 turnover, critical. A Jordan Vincent pick of an Evans Svoboda pass. It directly leads to a score, and it's a touchdown affair at the break. Welcome back to the booth alongside Lou Kuechly, 2-time All-American, NFL Defensive Player of the Year. I'm John Sadak, our CBS crew. Your thoughts on what you saw from the first and what you predict for the second?
Well, I think Wyoming's got to figure out what they want to do at quarterback. Obviously, Caden Anderson came in, led him on a scoring drive. And then Svoboda comes out and throws that pick at the end of the first half. So the decision's got to be made in there, what they're going to do at that position. Then the other part of it is how are they going to stop the run game? I think Utah State's done a great job of spreading them out. Box counts, they got to figure out how they're going to address that. They got to limit that run game.
Let's take a look at our Geico plays of the game. 2 big trick plays.
Wanted to go early, past the 50-yard line. They go the little flea flicker pass. Good throw right here by Petrus for the first touchdown. And then after the turnover, they throw the ball to their guy, Rasul Faison. He makes a good catch down the sideline, then he finishes it off for a touchdown. Touchdown
On 2 plays after the pick. Now the Pokes had won the toss and deferred, so Wyoming has the ball to begin the second. King is a great return man, but he has no shot here. That's beyond the back of the end zone. So who will be at quarterback? Who should be at quarterback? It's Caden Anderson.
I think you give Caden Anderson, if they're going to continue to alternate series until somebody takes the job. I mean, based on how that last series went, that was tough for Svoboda. But I mean, who's walking out there right now? It looks like it's Caden Anderson.
Well, there are the numbers from the first. Anderson got the bulk of the fourth quarter in action last week, but he threw a couple of picks. Among his 11 attempts, only had 4 completions. Sam Scott at running back. We haven't seen them matched up a ton. It's often been Farrell alongside Anderson. Scott plunges beyond the 30. John Ross May goes for a ride with Vincent. They pick up 5.
Something interesting to kind of see here. Got an injured player down on the field for Utah State. It's John Ross May right here. He's been a tough player for them. He's actually got a brace on his left arm. He's got a bicep injury. I don't know how this guy's doing. He's got a torn bicep and playing through it anyways.
He likely will need surgery next week, or may have mobility affected for the rest of his life.
Yeah, so you can see he put his left arm out there. That's the one that's got the bicep. He went out there. He tried to hook Sam Scott, big physical running back. He kind of ran through that arm and he let go. And you got to imagine that arm's acting up on him. He's got 6 tackles tonight with essentially 1 arm.
He was one of the best linebackers in Division II at Lenoir-Rhyne before making the move to Utah State. 2nd and 5. Little cutback, and that's good for the first down. Jaden Francois on his back along with Vincent, a gash of 7 for Sam Scott.
All right, now watch Jalen Sargent come across the formation right here. They've run this formation out of 2 tight end sets, and now at 11 personnel, so they got a tight end on the inside, and they got Jalen Sargent as the extra blocker. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out, hey, how are they going to match us in 12 personnel? How are they going to match us in 11? We're going to run plays that we've had success on. That's the 3rd time this game they've run that concept. So good job by them of addressing a situation where they understand, hey, we have numbers, we've got a good play, let's go do it again here. Now watch for some sort of, now he's going to motion him all the way out wide.
Snap with the play clock at 2. Backside pressure hit as he throws. One-on-one. That's caught. No. In the hands and out. Dropped on an over-the-top look for Will Pellissier.
We might have a pass interference here on J.D. Drew at the top end of the route, but a great finish by him. Once that ball got in the pocket, he was able to punch through and disrupt that ball.
Flag down at around the 27. Drew, who had missed time with a hamstring last year, was among their best in breakups a season ago.
It's just a heavy play action pass look. They had the middle of the field wide open. That post safety came down, took the over route, and then the big post was over the top.
Defense, 15 yards from previous spot, automatic first down.
So when you run these deep routes like this, Will Pellissier does a good job of getting over the top, and then there's just that little tug at the top to slow him down. But I tell you what, great job by J.D. Drew of not giving up on that play and punching the ball out at the end.
3rd penalty, 32 yards on Utah State. They average 8 a game. Play fake, Anderson heaves wide open off the hands of a hopping Chris Durr Jr., who had a couple of big grabs in the first half and just could not corral this one.
Hey, it's a great play design right here. They're just going to run the outside concept. The outside concept run by Justin Stevenson is a clear out. So he's just going to run as fast as he can down the field, clear that whole side of the defense out. You'd like for that ball just to be thrown a little bit lower, but you'd love Chris Durr to come up with that ball on the out.
John Michael Gillenborg, the top tight end, has only been targeted once. It was incomplete. Play fake on 2nd down. Into the flat. Up the left sideline, Tyler King. And a flag down as he got wrestled by Chase Davis.
You're going to get a hold on Justin Stevenson out here blocking on the perimeter.
And it would be a gain of 20, but the pointing back to Wyoming.
Yeah, that's a good call. He gets his hands outside J.D. Drew right there. You got to have your hands inside as a blocker.
No foul on the play.
No foul.
Even Wyoming, Luke, had backed up.
Wow. Yeah, watch him. He's got his left hand outside. And then watch him turn him here a little bit at the end. He got away with one right there. I mean, they let you generally hold. As long as your hands are inside the shoulders, you can hold as much as you want. But once your hands get outside, that's where you tend to get in trouble a little bit.
1st and 10. Wyoming averaging 6 per carry on the ground. Anderson. Keep in mind, Wyoming entering this game dead last in the Mountain West, averaging 2.9 yards a carry. They have turned that around big time against Utah State tonight.
I'll tell you what, they've got 22 carries for 124 yards, 5.6 a carry. They've done it with running backs, they've done it with the receivers, they've done it with quarterbacks. So they've got a good balanced approach and really taken advantage of that little bit smaller front from Utah State.
At one point, might they get the tight end involved? Crowded backfield. Scott gets wrestled down by a flurry of men of the 21. Lola Hea part of it there. It's a gain of 3.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, that's a dirty run right there, but it takes it to 3rd manageable. So they're playing ahead of the sticks. Get a good gain on 1st down. They want to make it 3rd manageable, have the opportunity to run it or throw it on 3rd down. So get a dirty 2 or 3 yards and make it a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Utah State defense dreadful on 3rd down. Play fake, open man. Block holds, 1st down. To the 15, brought in by Durr. And he's taken out by Drew as they get 6.
I'll tell you what, this is a great job by Caden Anderson. Again, making fast decisions. There's no one out there guarding. There's no one out there guarding Chris Durr. And he just sees it, and he's going to put it right on his chest. And he's a quick guy in the space that's hard to tackle.
Now, Wyoming in the red zone, brought to you by Verizon. A TD on the one trip so far tonight. Now on their second. And John Michael Gillenborg, the pass-catching tight end, is back in. Swing it into the flat. What a hurdle by Farrell! And he gets dropped down at the 10. Contact from John Miller.
I'll tell you what, we haven't talked about John Michael Gillenborg a whole lot, but his block on the perimeter here is what allows this to be a big play. Watch him right here. You get a good view. Watch him get on the nickel backer right here and push him out of the play. And then, hey, he goes up over the top. Whenever you leave your feet like that and you got a Mike Backer running inside out, John Miller here, 6'1", 225. I love seeing that as a Mike Backer guy in the air. Go clean him up.
They go empty. Farrell is wide, trips to the left, 2nd and 5. Opening drive of the second half. Design run. Anderson follows his big man. He's got a first down.
I got a flag.
He's marked at the 1. Ike Larson, Jaden Francois, part of the hit, but there is Laundry right there at the 1-yard line. That was an 8-yard run.
Looks like they're all backing up here. What are they going to?
During the run, blocking the back, number 8, offense. 10 yards from the end of the run, replay, second down.
Jalen Sargent, a very green receiving core. He's one of the, by at least athletic eligibility, older players as a junior.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, their receivers do a good job blocking. But yeah. So he does a good job. Get in front, got to get in front, got to get in front. Don't be lazy coming up on the second level. You don't understand your angle to that guy. It's not where he is when the ball gets snapped. It's where he's going to be when you make contact. He's going to step forward as the run happens, so you got to take your angle accordingly.
Second down, they can get a first down at the 5. Anderson tripped up at the 10. Kean Sloan latched on. So he's able to get only a couple there.
When the thing to think about too is that holding penalty occurred, you know, on the 2-yard line there, and it was spotted from the end of the run, so only backs him up 10. It's not from where the ball gets snapped initially, it's where the hold occurred. So it only made it 2nd and 8. They got a quick gain there, so now it's 3rd and 4. So now you've got an ability right here. They could run it again if they get a light box, and if not, throw it outside.
Double-digit plays on the drive. 4 of 8 on 3rd down today. Anderson checks down, fires back end zone. A leaping two-hand try out of bounds. He made the catch but did not come down in play. Jalen Sargent was rear of the back white. J.D. Drew was there in coverage.
They got just enough pressure to make that ball sail high. Looks like there was inside pressure. He doesn't get this right foot down. Watch this right foot. Lands out of bounds. He got up in the air quite a bit there. Good throw, but just got a little bit of inside pressure made that ball sail from Caden Anderson.
So now the field goal unit on. John Hoyland, you like this decision?
Yeah, I do. Hey, it's a good drive to start the half. It's 3rd and long enough where you want to kick it. Go get points on this and then go try to tighten down on defense, but you got a good drive by your quarterback.
He's hit from 43. Play clock going down. Snap a little off. This kick is good. So Hoyland converts. The opening possession of the second half. Jay Sawvell's team gets down near the end zone, and a near miss forces 4th and a field goal for a 4-point affair.
All right, so we're going to look at that play where the penalty, the block in the back happened. So you understand Jalen Sargent's got this guy right here. He's going to step forward when the ball gets snapped and he sees run. So instead of your angle being here, the angle's got to be more here, so you cut him off at the point of attack.
And that's a critical penalty, as Wyoming had its best offensive drive, it felt like, of the game. Even though they've already scored a touchdown, Caden Anderson showed rhythm for Jay Sawvell. Do you anticipate he'll be the quarterback going forward?
I don't see why not. And I mean, he made good reads. He made quick decisions. He put the ball where it needed to be. At 2 high throws when he had pressure in his face. You'd love him to just stand in there, put that foot down, keep that shoulder low, and drive that football a little bit more. But the ball moves. He's mobile. He can throw it. He's got good athletic ability in the run game. I'd expect to see him back in the game.
Well, John Hoyland, after the field goal, make the kickoff. Let's take a look at the Mountain West landscape. These two teams stand at one respective win overall. Big game last night. Boise State, the only touchdown for Ashton Jeanty, proved to be the winner as they survive against UNLV, the two best in the Mountain West. Something going at Fort Collins, 3-0 in league play, taking out New Mexico. San Diego State is against Washington State later today. Coming off a bye, they have won 2 in a row, including beating Wyoming last time out. Faison. And a great job of pursuit and tackle by Connor Shea, the second leading tackler for the Cowboys on the season.
And so watch these guys pull outside. Both these guys are going to pull, try to get wide. So this is a wide zone play. So they've got wide zone, they've got gap scheme where they pull guys and go zone. But once Connor Shea sees this outside zone, he just puts his foot in the ground and punches through and go make a play on the football. You can't sit. When you go wide zone like that, if you sit, your gap runs away from you. The ball gets away from you. So when you see it, you immediately got to go right now.
Teague Anderson, the primary right tackle, was down. Seems to be winding that left arm and elbow as he jogs off.
His brother just came in the game for him, Trey Anderson. So the two brothers both play tackle. Teague went out, Trey pops in.
And Trey got his first career start last week in place of Cole Moats. And we've seen Trey at left tackle for Moats at times today.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's just ability to go inside, outside. But again, we're talking about splits. 3 down front. Look how wide these splits are out here by Utah State. Wyoming's got to find a way to address these with being able to stop the run.
Screen brought, and there goes Faison. I mean, this is shades of what happened on the penultimate drive of Utah State in the first half.
So it's interesting. So they've got guys in the box. They're going to come pressure. They're going to come pressure off the defensive right side. But Utah State pulls the guard and the tackle to that side. In essence, they don't have to block the edge rusher because the quarterback holds them with their zone run game. So they have big time numbers front side in that run.
3rd down and nearly 3 after that gain of 9. Petrus checking down. Tight window knocked away, incomplete. Coverage there from Tyrekus Davis on Otto Tia. That has been a battle all game.
I'll tell you what, Tyrekus Davis has a ton of confidence in his speed and his footwork. He's going to sit all over these guys. He's going to play fast. And I'll tell you what, Petrus tries to put that ball away, but watch Tyrekus right here. Sees the quarterback, puts his foot in the ground, can see him, and then he puts that arm out. And he doesn't twist the hip of that wide receiver. They avoid the penalty.
Constantly to punt. Cooley, the return man. Excellent hang, good carry, fair catch wave, tight to the sideline. It goes out of bounds. Now we'll step aside. We got a tight one. Each team looking for its 2nd win of the year and a 4-point difference. Welcome back to Wyoming. 17-13 Utah State. The Cowboys have been a steady, successful program. When unblemished in this building last year, won 9 games, a winning record each of the last 3, but 1-6 this year. Injuries certainly part of it, and there's also a transition at the head coaching position.
Well, absolutely. When you pair that in, a new guy at the head job, and then half of your older guys are missing, it's so difficult. Hey, we've got a home run hitter at running back. Dang, he got hurt. Sebastian Harsh hasn't played a whole lot this game. He's been banged up. They've just been banged up everywhere. When those guys get hurt like that, it makes it really difficult for you guys to establish a foundation. You need to find who you're going to have at quarterback. Obviously, in this game, they've gone back and forth quite a bit, so just a lot going on. These guys play so hard, though, and that's a direct reflection of the head coach.
Caden Anderson remains at quarterback. Motion from Tyler King. Anderson deep down the left sideline. And that is brought in for a catch by Clay Nakey.
Oh my gosh. That was a fantastic catch. He got hit down the sideline too.
That is 30 yards to the man who walked on to play defense at Colorado State a few years ago.
And I'll tell you what, that's Jordan Vincent. That's one of Utah State's most physical guys coming out of the secondary. He's their boundary safety. He's a senior. He's a big physical presence. For him to catch that ball through contacts, really good.
Made the rare transfer across the border war from Colorado State to Wyoming. Anderson taking a heave, double coverage, tip ball nearly picked off. Off the hands of the leaping Ike Larson.
They're taking shots. They're getting aggressive going down the field. They say, hey, we got our guy in there. We're going to throw one down the left sideline. Then we're going to take a shot down the other sideline. He got lucky. This one didn't get picked off here.
Number 3, Jenny Drew in coverage.
Now, Anderson did have a couple of picks in the late stage of the game last time out. A frustrating loss to San Jose State.
They only got 10 on the field right now. They're missing a guy.
And Wyoming trying to count it up, and a timeout will have to be called.
That's frustrating for them. You need to hang on to those timeouts at the end of the game.
Jay Sauvel is not happy. Back at War Memorial, 17-13 Utah State. Two different offenses for Wyoming with their two different quarterbacks.
They started the game with Evan Svoboda, 2 series. They go and get the field goal. But what hurt him at the end of the half right here is this 7-up, this corner concept. He put it a little bit too far out ahead of Justin Stevenson. Caden Anderson comes in the game, leads him on a touchdown drive. Does a good job with his feet. He's got him moving here on this drive to start the second series of the second half. So it looks like Caden Anderson from here on out, unless something changes.
Well, much more efficient. Second down, needing 10. Nico Hamilton getting his first reps at running back. Blitz shown, trying to stretch. Big block. Forward progress to the 40. Ike Larson able to pop King there.
They've had some good success getting Tyler King going out on these jet sweeps. So you get him out here on the edge. You get a good block on the perimeter. He gets upfield, and then he just runs into Ike Larson. The guy's a returning starter from last year, really good player. Now it's 3rd and about 7. So what do you do? Is it 4-down territory? We talked with Coach Sauvel yesterday. He says his kicker's range is about 55, so they'd need 2 or 3 to get to that, and then a couple more to help him, give him a little extra space here.
4 of 9 on 3rd down. They've averaged needing 5 on 3rd. Blitz is on. Wide open. He threw into the pressure, and Durr's got the first. Spun down to the 26 by J.D. Drew, able to pick up 14.
They bring big pressure right here. I'll tell you what, Caden Anderson does a good job of sitting in there and delivering this pass. He's got pressure right in his face. The one good thing that you don't talk about enough is Sam Scott steps inside there, picks up that nickel pressure, and a really good throw by Caden Anderson out there on the out route.
On 1st and 10. Durr, not a whole lot. It was 3-on-1. Defenders to blockers.
So again, you get the 2nd and long. You'd love to stay ahead of the sticks here, right? So 2nd and about 12. You need to get to the 3rd and manageable. So something quick. Is it a quick spot route? Is it a quick switch concept? They're going to probably be sitting in zone right here. So somebody's got to find a void right there and make a quick, easy throw by Caden Anderson to get him to a 2nd to a 3rd and a manageable situation.
Caleb Driscoll subs in as a fullback H-back. 2nd and 12. On the stretch. Turn the corner, out of bounds. Where was he in relation to the marker, Tyler King? It looks like it's going to be a 1st down. He's marked at the 16. That's a gain of 11.
I'll tell you what, he's got big speed. We talked about it early in the broadcast. Tyler King's speed, but again, you talk about perimeter blocking. That's just being unselfish. Great job on the perimeter. Great job by Tyler King at just getting upfield.
That's where he's out of bounds. King with almost as many carries so far tonight as he had on the year entering the game. That's been a wrinkle. Anderson play fake. Tight end block. He's got pressure. Gets out of the box and he throws it away. Kean Sloan was right there with closing speed.
Yeah, Kean Sloan does a good job here, but watch Torrin Union. He's the nickel backer right here. They go what we call a slide boot. They bring this tight end across the formation. Watch Torrin Union right there. Picks him right up, and then really good pursuit by Kean Sloan. His effort is really, really good.
Well, 2nd down and 10. That's one of the risks when you're trying to throw on 1st down, right?
Yeah, and you got to imagine, hey, so now offset running back away from the tight end. Now watch the tight end back across the formation, inside run play.
That's exactly what it is, but it's a keep by Anderson. Shoulders J.D. Drew. It gets driven out of bounds. A flag. He got spilled over the signage in the sidelines.
And I'll tell you what, we walked by Caden Anderson in the hallway yesterday when we were talking to these coaches, and he is big. So he puts his shoulder down right there on J.D. Drew and tries to run right through him, and J.D. Drew gives him a little bit of shove at the end, and quarterbacks always fall down. They know that's a little soft signage right there. They're going to milk it for all they got. Good job by Caden Anderson right there. And I get where J.D. Drew's at. He's like, what do you want me to do? We'll see it from this angle.
Now there are 2 flags out there. Are they both for the same play? Because there's a long huddle and talk. We have had multiple flags on the game called no penalty.
We'll see what they do right here.
And you speak of Anderson, who's listed at 6'4", 221, and he's every bit of that. And he looks like he's having fun out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
After long deliberation, here we go.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on defense. During the play, personal foul, late hit number 3, half the distance to the goal. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 3. There'll be another half the distance to goal. Automatic first
That's
down.
been a point of emphasis. So the double down by Drew cost them all the more.
Man, how about that? You get the one and just got to walk away. Nate Dreiling is not happy right now, and I totally get it. I mean, hey, look, you get a penalty for pushing somebody out of bounds. I get that. Evan Svoboda comes back in the game, and you know what this screams to me? This screams to me quarterback power, hard play action, jump pass. I think for a very set amount of plays, I think it makes sense. I expect to see him running downhill in a power formation or some sort of pop pass.
So you like this?
In those certain plays, yes. If he's running the ball, it's something quick. Watch him.
Out of the pistol. Svoboda leads the team in rushing touchdowns. He gives to Scott, who gets nothing, gets pushed back some. That was Gabriel Iniguez Jr.
And just some inside penetration right there by Iniguez. Just wins inside. He slips off. He has an outside charge. He starts on an inside gap, then he makes an outside step for a line movement and makes the inside offensive lineman miss. Just a really good play right there by him. He made Caden Barnett miss.
Svoboda stays in. You like it still?
Now they go empty. Now this will be a quarterback run.
2nd and goal. Here's the quarterback run. And he gets nothing. The only rhythm they've had all game has been with Caden Anderson. They went back to Svoboda, and the boos chorus down after nothing on back-to-back runs. Graham and Peely the stop.
And now he's going to come back in an obvious passing down situation. Listen to this crowd cheer.
And you paid for Svoboda. I mean, he wants to perform well for his team, but Anderson has been far more effective.
Yeah, and I totally get what they're trying to do. They're trying to play some power football down near the goal line. They've been able to move the line of scrimmage all day, but like you said, the rhythm's been with Caden Anderson. Now you put him in a tough spot, obvious throwing situation.
And where a field goal would only make it a 1-point game, they could really use a TD. Blitz comes. Anderson fires. Tip ball. Incomplete. Trying to fight it in a tight window for Pellissier.
I'll tell you what, that ball gets tipped. It looks like it's hanging in the air forever. You can hear this place just quiet when that ball pops up. Tried to stick one in there on a route. He actually hit him, looks like right on his chest, but that ball bounced off of him. You see it, this is a better angle right here. Looks like it bounced right off his chest. A really good throw. You just got to come down with that ball. You can't let it get into your body. Go catch it with your hands, play strong, get down.
So Hoyland has hit 2 tonight. Now from 23. On the angle. And he connects, but that's another trip to the red zone. And they made a quarterback change, got nothing on 2 plays, and they have to settle for a field goal. Utah State gets the stand and still owns a 17-16 lead.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Together we do more. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And by Verizon.
War Memorial Stadium opened in 1950. It's the 75th season of football at the highest elevation in college football, 7,220 feet.
Well, this is an awesome view sitting up here in the press box. Obviously, the elevation's fantastic, but we see the Laramie Mountains out across the top of this stadium. This is a beautiful area. The leaves are changing. The weather's fantastic. I came up from Charlotte where it gets hot and humid, and out here it's about as perfect a weather as you can get. It's a beautiful area. We've had a ton of fun this week.
We'll see what Utah State could do with the football after Hoyland nailed his third field goal of the game. Here's Kyrie's White. White with a path and launches forward to around the 27. No, Jalen Royals is out. He's got a scooter. He's got a foot injury. He's one of the best wideouts in the Mountain West. 4 straight games, 100 yards, and a TD. But with him out, they have spread the wealth.
Well, they spread it out to 9 receivers. The 2 biggest plays have been off of trick plays. They just don't have a consistent receiver they can get the ball to right now, and it's showing.
Petrus to Faison. Hitter there. What pursuit by Shea Suiau-Noah. He saw it the whole way. That's a loss of 4.
That's a fantastic play. And you know what I will say is they got Teague Anderson out there in front of him. Watch the right tackle here. He gets out in front. It's a one-on-one matchup. And Suiau-Noah just gets out in space and makes a great play. I'll tell you what, screen plays as a linebacker. If you can beat that one offensive lineman, the running back never sees you. So you got to go beat the one guy in front of you and then go make a play. And again, watch these wide splits. Watch how they adjust to them.
Faison gets back to the line of scrimmage plus a yard. Total yards on the quarter are 120 to 8. Ethan Day with that last stick.
Here. Again, hey, another 3rd and long. They've been 3rd and like 9+ for a lot of the game in the first half. That was a stat we saw, 3rd and 9. This is where Wyoming can show different looks. They're showing 0 right now. I'd imagine that this post safety is going to drop up. Isaac White could see him kind of dropping, giving a little presence in the middle of the field.
They go empty. Petrus. And they swarm to the football, only a couple of yards.
Tell you what, Tice Westland makes a great play right here. And Jaden Williams, this is a young guy that they really like. He's got great length, he's got great power. Watch him on the top of your screen run to the football here. That's really good to see from a young guy, and just shows his athleticism. So hey, show big pressure. When there's pressure up in front, mugged up in those gaps, a lot of teams will check screen because they think a lot of pressure's coming. They check to his screen. Tice Westland makes a play and they run to the ball.
Dotson Lee. Fair catch wave. Let's go to New York City for a scoring update with our man Brent Stover.
John, KU, K-State, Sunflower Showdown. The Jayhawks coming back in this one. Jalen Daniels flips it out to Luke Grimm for the touchdown. It's 16-14 Wildcats, 2 minutes to play before halftime, guys.
Well, thank you kindly, Brent. Well, here it's just a 1-point game, and Wyoming has started to own the football a bit longer. It's now plus 5 minutes in time of possession. Caden Anderson comes out at quarterback. This half, Anderson 6 of 11, 77 yards.
Yeah, they moved the ball well last drive. See if they can do it again.
Low snap, play fake to Farrell. Anderson takes a heave, wide open. Chris Durr takes a hard hit near midfield.
So what they do right here, it's a 3-level concept. They're going to sneak the tight end into the flat, and then Durr runs the route behind him. And again, Justin Stevenson won't get enough credit, but he gets the corner run off. So right there, the linebacker steps up and takes a tight end in the flat. Stevenson runs the corner off, and then they float it right in behind him.
And Durr visibly limped after that hard hit. John Miller delivered the big blow. They're a yard short of midfield after that gain of 22.
That's a great play by John Miller. I mean, that is a fantastic play. He sees inside zone. We call it split belly. Tight end comes back across the formation. They run, and then the running back, watch the tight end go across the formation. See, watch John Miller just squeeze in there. He beats the offensive lineman, makes a great tackle on the backfield. That's what you talk about in linebacker play. When you see it, go get it.
He was a top 5 recruit in his native state of Oregon, began his collegiate career at Oregon State. The final seconds fade on the quarter as we have a 1-point game here in Wyoming. We go to the fourth. Utah State up a skinny score. Bridgers battle, the 73rd edition. The Hurdle Show is on. It's college football presented by Geico. A 1-point Utah State edge. We begin the fourth quarter. Last week, fourth quarter, a 45-36 Utah State lead. That came after this 43-yard run by Herschel Turner. But then the Lobos, 2 scores in the last 4 minutes of the game. Devin Dampier, Eli Sanders, each had touchdown runs. The loss snapped a streak of 21 consecutive wins when taking a lead entering the fourth for the Aggies. Well, they have lost 6 in a row. Kent State has the nation's longest drought, 17 straight after today. Tight window right sideline. And a look for Tyler King, and that is brought in for a catch. Jordan Vincent was there in coverage. No, incomplete.
That's a tight window throw right there for him. I don't think he was able to get that left foot down.
And it got knocked by Vincent. Yeah, that foot in the white out of bounds.
All right, so now thinking, third down. Long here. Got to protect first. Protect first. Looks like 5 are coming.
Anderson. Misfire. Looking for Tyler King. Coverage there from DJ Graham the second. 4th down.
That was a tough series right there for Caden Anderson. Go 5-man pressure. They get it picked up pretty good. They didn't have anybody on the outside that won. They had the option route with the inside leverage right there by DJ Graham. Just weren't able to convert. Good stop there by the Utah State defense.
Remember the Aggies without their primary kick returner, Jalen Royals, their primary punt returner, Robert Freeman IV. Kahanu Davis doing the duties today. This punt just barely off. That skips into the end zone. Well, it's been a bit since the Aggies have knocked off the Cowboys. Have to go back 5 years to the last time it happened. That was in November of 19. Pass play from Jordan Love. We do have a penalty on this last play, or a sideline warning, it appears. Love patched for over 280. And they were able to pick off 3 different Tyler Vanderwall passes. Picked up a 26-21 win. Total yardage in that game was over 500 to barely over 200.
A little bit different story. A little bit different story today. Obviously, the run games for both these teams have been really good. The passing game, not so much. Again, wide splits right here. Down three man front.
Play fake. And a short pass. And by the way, there was a flag on the field while we were showing those highlights, but they picked it up and just gave a sideline warning. Utah State is only 9 yards this quarter. Wyoming's possessed the ball a ton. The Aggies have done little offensively. You want to see them move on the ground.
Well, you know what? Now we'll see what they do up front now. They're going to spread them wide again. They got the 3 down front. They've had a ton of success pulling those backside guards and tackles in the run game.
Here is Faison trying to bounce it out left, and he is swarmed. And he's going to lose a couple of yards.
Again, puts him in 3rd and long. This is where Wyoming has really excelled. And as a linebacker and a defensive player, you know, hey, 1st down pass, incomplete. 2nd down, get back on track, now make it 3rd and long. Probably going to get a run, so these backers are playing downhill fast.
Adotia has been a favored target when they need chunks. Wyoming no stranger to denying 3rd quarters at home. Early in the 4th, Petrus needs a dozen. Steps into it, over top, and too long, looking for Kyrese White. Spikes the ball in frustration after the miss.
They had a step on him too. So he comes across the formation right here. They get a good matchup. They got a matchup on Isaac White. Just man coverage. He just has a quick, it's a go route. All it is a simple go. He puts his foot in the ground, puts his head down, tries to run right past Isaac White. Luckily, got enough pressure inside that they threw it over him.
Constant lead, a punt, and flags on the snap. Now, 3 of the last 5 of this series have been decided by 1 score. Trick plays and untimely penalties have had a big sphere of influence on this game here tonight.
Absolutely. The trick plays, the 2 scores for Utah State have come as direct results of the trick plays. The flea flicker early in the game and the ball to face on.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, number 23, offense, never got on sides. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Tyrese White.
Oh, I see it.
Got to go with some purpose,
Nate
right?
Dryling's, I'm sure he's super frustrated with that.
And Dreiling also calls the defense, along with being the interim head man. A fair catch in prime field position for the Cowboys after a 41-yard punt. They'll be at their own 46. Anderson back at quarterback. A 1-point difference. Back in Wyoming, let's revisit the Stanley Steamer keys to the game. How have they held up, Luke?
I'll tell you what, Utah State struggled to stop the run game. It's made Wyoming's offense a little bit easier to play. You know, Caden Anderson back there. They protected the football. You look at Wyoming, keep drives going. They haven't been great on 3rd down, but they've converted 1st downs on 1st and 2nd down. Quarterback situation, it looks like Caden Anderson, but on that last red zone trip, Sabota came back in the game. But here on out, it kind of feels like the Caden Anderson show.
3 straight 3-and-outs forced against the Utah State offense by the Wyoming defense. Time of possession starting to tilt more to the Cowboys, but Utah State has the lead. Anderson on the stretch play. King up the sideline. All the way. Touchdown, Wyoming.
Tell you what, they've run that play with a lot of success. They ran it on the 1st drive of the game. They ran it last drive for success. And then right here, they finally popped a big one. But the hats off goes. Obviously, Tyler King's got great speed, burst, great play call. The perimeter blocking on this play is what made this play go. A lot of unselfishness, a lot of guys not getting the ball in the passing game today. But I'll tell you what, these guys put their hands in people's chests and block. And tell you what, Sam Scott, big block to bust this run. And I'll tell you what, they did a great job on the perimeter there.
Going for 2 is Svoboda. It will be Anderson on a keep. Anderson for 2, spun around and turned aside. DJ Graham gave the finishing blow. And a flag out after the play.
So after the play, this should be on the kickoff, right?
You like the idea, though, of making it a touchdown game?
Yeah, go up 7. I don't hate the play call either. It's going to be after the fact. So this will be really interesting. Does Wyoming accept this penalty in the kickoff? Here we go.
The result of the play, incomplete try. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 23, Utah State. 20, correction. 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
It goes on Cole Joyce. 54 yards. Consider that King had 5 carries for 9 yards on the year.
They had it blocked up in there. It just stays off to the right side of that offensive line. He's got it. Tough go, and then you can't talk to guys like that right in front of the referee. You got to be a little sneakier. You got to be a little sneakier about it. You can't do it right in front of the official, but it'll be interesting to see how Wyoming handles this. They just bang it out of the back of the end zone, or they take the 15-yard penalty, kick from the 50, try to hang that ball up there, let that coverage unit go down and pin him inside the 20.
You see what King has been able to do in this game tonight. 4 carries for a team-high 79 yards. The Cowboys have gashed Utah State. 32 rushes, 209 yards, a new outright season high for what had been one of the worst rushing offenses in the country, going against arguably the worst rushing defense in America.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're just controlling the line of scrimmage, and then when they control the line of scrimmage after the downhill run game, they pop it on the perimeter. They've done a good job of being inside and outside.
And Hoyland just kicks it deep, and plenty deep enough. What'd you see on the score?
So they go zoom sweep right here. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to get a concept like this, reach, and then they're going to try to get the running back up on the first support guy. As this ball goes, try to get a guy out on support, get a guy up top, and and then try to get a guy up there on support, and then boom, you got a guy blocked right here, got a guy blocked right here, and then all the speed takes you to the end zone. Really what it comes down to is Sam Scott's just played unselfish this whole game. He touched the ball early in the game, had the big run, and then he's been blocking great ever since.
Let's see how the Aggies counter, now trailing off the play fake to the tight end. Not much for Josh Sturzer. Gets shouldered out of bounds with pressure from Wyatt Eckler. No gain.
This is where they've struggled the last couple drives, is getting stuffed on first down, then it's 2nd and 10. And now it's, hey, do you try to run or do you try to get a quick completion? There's a lot of space to the field, but Rook Brown's out there. He's a really good player.
Play fake into some space, but short of the sticks. White the grab, Brown able to swing him down. He'll need about 3 still for the first.
I like this guy a lot, Rook Brown in the slot. He plays so hard and his feet never stop. He's really good coming out of breaks. Once he put his foot in the ground, the number one thing you got to do as a DB, once you put your foot in the ground, the first 3 or 4 steps you take, you got to have your eyes on your guys so no space gets created.
Play fake again. Petrus, deep heave, one-on-one, off the back of the DB, and a flag out. Wyatt Eckler was there in coverage against Kyrese White.
Yeah, got beat right here. I'm gonna see if it's a double move or what. They ran this to the 2 side. It might have been a double move. He just ran right past. He ran right past Wyatt Eckler, and then the ball gets underthrown a little
Pass
bit.
interference, number 31 defense.
And he just
15
tackles him.
yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Yeah, it's a hard play right there. The only thing you can do is Wyatt Eckler try to get your head around, but really good route there by Kyrese White.
Kyrese White, who went by Kyrese Rowan last year, part of a legacy at Utah State. His dad, Emmett, played for the Aggies late 90s, early 2000s. Still top 3 in program history in all-purpose yards. And you can feel the fire from Jay Sawvell. Each head coach in his first year, each has 1 win on his respective season.
I think they might have got Jay Sawvell for a penalty as well. I saw the official that threw the flag was talking to Sawvell, and then he threw his hat off, which is essentially another flag. It's kind of said I had enough. Throw a flag, and now here's where that run game is going to kick back in. Look how wide these splits are. There's no motion up top by Kyrese White, or down here at the bottom of the screen, I'd run.
Up the sideline. And a shoulder out of bounds by Eckler. It's again Kyrese White. He's able to get about 10. That's going to move the chains.
This will be a big stop right here for the Utah defense, or I'm sorry, the Wyoming defense. They're up 5 points right here. If you can hold them to a field goal, then you get the ball back and try to eat some clock up with that run game.
Petrus to Tia. Stiff arm. And popped out of bounds by Andrew Johnson. That's another first down there in the red zone. Put it all the way down to the 10, a gain of 17.
All right, watch how high this safety is off the ball. What they're doing is they're reading the outside safety, so that's the run action right there, and then the safety is so far off the ball, Rook Brown, that they're just going to throw the ball.
Petrus, end zone! What a tight window to Josh Sturzer for his first score of the year. A perfect toss by Petrus, and the Aggies take the lead back 23-22.
How that happened quick for him. Those two penalties are killer. Then they throw those 2 outside little bubble screen looks, and then they just have an inside concept. They fake outside to the outside receiver, and then the tight end's able to cross face of Wyatt Eckler, and a really good throw by Spencer Petrus to score the touchdown.
What do you think of the extra point here to go up 2? Kick is in the air, and good. You go for 2, and then a field goal game would only tie.
Yeah.
But a big score. They're down their primary tight end, Brock Lane. But Sturzer steps in, and Petrus connects. The Aggies on top. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.
This is on the last play, scoring drive touchdown right here by Utah State. It was set up by the play before. This is a little zone read option. If they look, you can see Sturzer outside blocking, so he's outside blocking on the previous play. On this next play, watch him right here. He's going to fake like he's going to block, and then he's going to run that little skinny post. So this was set up off the previous 2 plays. They ran that same concept but threw it wide, and Sturzer blocked. On the 3rd time, he fakes the block and then goes and scores a touchdown.
First 3 drives of the second half of the Aggies, 3 3-and-outs. The last drive, 5 plays, 75 yards, go-ahead touchdown. Coming up next, CBS Sports Network wraps up the day of college football, a battle between Washington State and San Diego State. Just the second home game for the Aztecs in 49 days. After a 1-3 start, Aztecs look for a 3rd straight win. Carter Blackburn, Taylor McHargue, Emily Proud will have the call. Washington State 6-1 on the year. John Mateer, a dual-threat dynamo. Big reason why they're top 15 in the country, scoring almost 40 a game.
Well, they throw it around. They have confidence in their quarterback. He's playing really well this year, and they put the ball in his hands and say, hey, go win the game for us.
Can Caden Anderson do the same? The redshirt freshman. Overplay means catch for Justin Stevenson. DJ Graham thought he could get in front, take it away. Jordan Vincent the hit after 15 yards.
And it's nice to see Justin Stevenson get a ball thrown his way. He's done such a great job blocking, but this is just Caden Anderson saying, hey, Justin Stevenson, go run this guy off, put your foot in the ground, give me a big target, I'm going to put it right on your chest. So it's good to see them spread the ball around the guys that have been blocking a lot today.
And remember, down just 2 at elevation. John Hoyland on his career has hit from 56 twice. In practice, he's hit from 61. We saw it before the game here today as well. Play fake. Anderson on the roll. Has a tight end underneath. And incomplete. Now, Nick Miles was wide open.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes when you go on these roll boot concepts like this, sometimes take the easy throw. He's coming across the formation. Watch 86. He's going to sneak into your screen as Caden Anderson walks out. Just throw it right to him. Put it on his chest right now. The longer you wait, the sideline comes into play. He tries to keep him in bounds. I don't blame him for throwing it behind him, but once you turn your head around and you're in space on the edge, throw it right on his chest.
2nd and 10. Farrell sidecar. Remember, the Cowboys had to burn a timeout when they had 10 on the field in the early stage of this half. Little misdirection. Durr doesn't have much of an edge. Gets to the 42, gain of 2+. Jordan Vincent helped him out of bounds. Vincent's had a great game and had that critical pick that set up a score.
I'll tell you what, he's all over the place. They really like him. He plays in the box. They trust him. He was with Coach Dreiling at New Mexico State, so they've got a history together. Got a lot of confidence in him. He plays in the box. He plays in the boundary safety. Obviously, like you said, he had the interception. He's a really good player.
He is among the tri-leaders in tackles. Wyoming wanting 5 of 12 on 3rd down. Anderson with a stun up front. Pressure, steps into it, complete. That's good for a 1st down to midfield. Durr makes the grab, Larson the tackle.
And this is so good to see from Caden Anderson. It's man coverage, right? They have a bunch out wide. So as this bunch uncovers, he just kind of gets lost in the middle. He stacks that DB. What I mean by that is he gets head up on him. The DB is going to play inside. That's his leverage. He's going to hold that as much as he can. But Chris Durr does a good job. He runs up on him, puts his forehead on his forehead, and then now he's got a 2-way go. Puts it inside. Caden Anderson delivers a ball in his chest, 1st down.
Durr at 9 catches on the year entering tonight. He's got 8 tonight for 80 yards to lead the team. Pellissier motion. Scott back in. Trying to drag Vincent, gets an extra yard or so, give him about 3+, call it 4.
And this is another play. They're coming back to runs they've had success with. So this is just kind of an inside zone play with the 2 tight ends. They get in there, they play real physical, and they leave an unblocked player. And that time it was Jordan Vincent's the unblocked player. And hey, they say, Sam Scott, go make a guy miss, go plow forward for a couple yards.
King is in the slot left. He's been the home run hitter. 2nd down, play fake. It's King. Up that left sideline, a familiar sight. And that's another big play. Jaden Francois slapped him out of bounds as he got to the 24-yard line.
This makes me so happy for Caden Anderson. Fast decision making. Throws it outside to Tyler King. That's obviously got great speed. But again, Justin Stevenson blocking on the perimeter. He's done a fantastic job all game doing that. That's unselfish football.
They're going to mark him at the 26. That's a gain of 20. They have to remark the chains.
I was going to say, yeah, that net has gotten hit a few different times by Utah State guys and Wyoming guys.
1st and 10.
Ooh.
Little misdirection. Oh, and a hard hit by Graham on King. And a loose ball, Utah State. And a stumble for Lolehea. I mean, King was hit incredibly violently. There's a flag down.
Fumble recovered by defense. First down, Utah State.
Let's take a look at all the moving parts of this play. I mean, that's right in the head with the drop shoulder.
Oh, man.
Is this a targeting call? I mean, he leads with the shoulder right into his face.
Oh, no. I hope he's all right. He dropped the ball right when he got hit there.
They just showed the replay. That's why you hear the crowd reaction. And they got to take a look at that, right?
They just dropped a flag. It looks, did they drop a flag here?
There's been a flag out right near the 42 along the near Utah State sideline.
Oh, man.
And King needs some help to get off the field, understandably, after an incredibly violent hit right to the head. Now, it is ruled a fumble, and Utah State picked it up. As it stands, they have the ball in Wyoming territory at the 38.
When as they unravel this right here, looks like officials about to talk.
The result of the play is a fumble recovered by Utah State. During the play, number 9 from Utah State entered the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards from the end run against Utah State. First down for Utah State.
Are you surprised there's no talk of targeting there? Just that Blaine Spires came on the field?
Yeah. Now this is, let's see it again. You can see it on the Jumbotron.
It was a 34-yard return on the fumble. And they're showing the replay again, and you can hear the reaction. I mean, that's an incredibly violent hit where it looks like he's dropping his shoulder. I know the running back's going down.
Just put his shoulder right on the crown of his head.
I mean, that's
direct hit on it.
Isn't that exactly the kind of a hit you want to legislate out of the game?
I think it exactly is, and I'm surprised that nothing got called. It was right there in front of the official. It's right on the crown of his head, and I'm surprised they didn't even look at it.
Well, there's debris being thrown out onto the field. The fans voicing their concern. Faison weaves out right, doesn't get much, about a yard. So now Utah State has the lead and the ball. Get even a field goal, and you can make sure a field goal can't beat you. But Petrus is coming off a rhythm drive where he looks sharp.
Yeah, and this is a big opportunity for this Wyoming defense to step up, and they did a really good job on that first down run play.
Petrus checking down, takes a shot, separation, and too long, incomplete for Kyrese White. Rook Brown in coverage.
Again, now they get into third and long, right where Wyoming wants to be. Just missed him, just right over his outstretched arms. They've had receivers past these Wyoming defenders. They just haven't been able to drop the ball in the bucket down the field.
Remember, it was 3 and outs for Utah State to begin the second. Then that scoring drive. What do they have here? Spencer Petrus. Wyoming showing blitz. Petrus audible. Faison ripped down to the ground at the 48 by Connor Shea. He's going to only get about 4 there, fourth down.
And what they're trying to do is they saw edge pressure come by Wyoming. And when they pull that backside guard and that backside tackle, they don't have to block. They don't have to block the perimeter of that edge of the defense for Wyoming. So good play call, just really good play inside by that Wyoming defense.
They change punters. It's Ryan Marks. Fair catch wave. Caleb Cooley plummets at the 5, tipped into the end zone. And that'll be a touchback. So we'll step aside. Emotions running high and low. A 2-point difference.
Brent Stover in New York. Drew Aller is out of this game with a lower body injury, so Penn State's defense steps up. Second game in a row, Jalen Reed comes up with a big interception. This one goes for the Lions' first pick 6 of the year. They lead Wisconsin late third, 14-13, guys.
Well, thank you, Brent. And here in Wyoming, let's take a look again at the contact that created a key turnover.
Yeah, so Tyler King's the ball carrier here. So it's only targeting if he gets hit with the if DJ Graham hits him with the crown of his head. Since it's a shoulder, it's not deemed targeting because he is a ball carrier.
Now, first down and 10, Anderson remains at quarterback. Over 400 yards on the ground. Anderson able to pick up a bit more than 5. Jordan Vincent trips him up there. Only 2 timeouts, plenty of time. 7:07 clock rolling.
You can just stay in your normal offense right here. You don't need to get in a huge hurry up. Like we talked about, you got 2 timeouts, a 2-minute timeout. You don't have any rush right now. Run your offense, get in your flow. Don't do anything you typically wouldn't do.
2nd and 5. Motion from Jalen Sargent. Scott. And he is short by a little more than a yard. You had mentioned wondering with Tyler King visibly woozy. He went to the medical tent after that hit. How would that impact the slot motion that King had mostly done?
Well, anything you look at, you've got 2 guys that are relatively the same body-wise, speed-wise. One's Tyler King. Obviously, I don't think we'll see him the rest of the game. And then Chris Durr, the freshman out of Chicago. He's had some big catches today. He's done a great job. He's got that quick twitch, very similar to Tyler King, and he's lined up in the slot here.
Well, King out of that tent, but still doesn't look clean on his walk. Blitz is on. Through! Scott! Shouldered down just north of the 30 by Ike Larson. And King loves it.
Again, they go back to the run play they've had a ton of success with. They bring the tight end back across the formation. Watch him come across. They zone to the right. And then he slips inside right here. They do a great job. Tuafano does a great job of down blocking, and then boom, they got a one-on-one tackle. It's funny, they run the ball right at DJ Graham. He's the unblocked guy, and again, they've shown time and time again, nobody wants to tackle Sam Scott in open space. And coming up a little bit gimpy there was Jordan Vincent at the end of the game, at the end of the play.
They go empty. Farrell is wide left after a 39-yard gain. Over the middle. There's the tight end, John Michael Gillenborg. Able to pick up his first catch of the game. Jordan Vincent adds to his high tackle total.
Yeah, great play call right here. Utah State shows heavy pressure. They in fact come with that pressure. They throw a little tight end screen, middle screen right behind him. Those offensive linemen get out. Really good throw. Gillenborg steps in there, and then apparently that gimpiness from Jordan Vincent didn't matter. Made a big physical tackle inside.
Farrell remains at running back. 2nd down and 4. Play fake. Durr showing the shiftiness. Slides down. He's just short. He looks to be a half-yard shy. That's a gain of about 3.
And now there's your answer right now. Typically that would have been Tyler King there in the slot, but again, he's out. They put Chris Durr in there. Good read by Caden Anderson. Get a chunk right there. Now you got to go get this. Now you got to go get this first down. You would have liked Chris Durr to just dive forward, go get that extra yard.
Could it be Anderson here? D-line adjustment. Give to Farrell. He's got the first. And he's in the red zone of the 19. So they're able to get 4. John Miller, the stick. You saw that graphic on total yardage. Wyoming entered this game, Luke, 3rd worst in America in total offense average per game, having its best contest of the season in terms of yards.
Oh, and it makes you feel like, hey, have they found a quarterback that they like? I think that's number 1. And then number 2, I think this offensive line, Tuafano, Wes King, Caden Barnett on that right side, the 2 big runs out of this drive have come off the right side. A good credit to those guys for moving the line of scrimmage.
Late stage 4th quarter. Down 2. Trying to turn that corner, Justin Stevenson. Earns around the 13 or so. Gain of about 6.
And a good job blocking again. A guy that we haven't talked a lot about, but he's in the game blocking, is Jack Harvey, the fullback. And I'll tell you what, fullback is a position that you get no love. You get the ball maybe 2 or 3 times in your career, and all they ask you to do is line up in the backfield and block, and he's done a great job. Again, he's lined up on the right side of the formation. If they do run the ball, I bet you it follows him.
2nd and 4. Motion from Sargent. Scott right into the teeth of the defense. A bear hug there by Bo Miley. Maybe half a yard. So 3rd down.
So I think what Wyoming's trying to do running the ball here is they're running wide zoom sweeps. So they're trying to stress the defense laterally. Once they stretch it laterally, then they're going to go downhill run game. And then on the contrary, they're going to go downhill, downhill, downhill. And then they're going to, as Utah State begins to tighten down inside the tackles, boom, they're going to hit them on the edge with a wide zone, stretch them wide play. So now third and 4 or 5, you expect a throw.
Already an easy field goal range, can't turn it over, but flags with a rather staggered and awkward snap. Seemed like timing was off on the whole unit. Well, Farrell is pointing at Utah State, so is Anderson.
I wonder if they're barking signals on the defensive side. They're all kind of pointing to him.
First snap. Illegal snap, number 77, Wyoming. 5 yards, replay 3rd down.
Because exactly what you're talking about has been a point of emphasis this year.
Yeah, the way the offensive line and a couple of the guys in the backfield are looking, they're kind of pointing at the defense like, hey, they're making sounds, they're making snap counts. Not allowed to do that. You can say move and do different things for your defensive line, but you cannot imitate the snap.
So now it's 3rd down and 9, empty. Farrell is wide left, bottom of the screen. Trying to stretch it out. The block is there from John Michael Gillenborg. Only to the 14. Ike Larson gets the stick there against Stevenson.
They run the clock down to the 2-minute timeout here.
And so 4th down awaits. Hoyland has been automatic tonight. A 2-point tilt. Two minutes to go, 4th quarter in Laramie. 24-22 Utah State. 4th down. John Hoyland took over for Cooper Roth, the all-time leading scorer in Wyoming history, and has surpassed him in field goal makes. 3 of his program record 66 have come tonight. Makes from 23, 27, 43. Now for the lead. Hoyland out of the hold of the punter, Jack Colbreth. The snap from Carson York. From 32 yards to try to take the lead. Each team has 1 win in what's been a rare down year. Hoyland hits it. He's 4 for 4. Cowboys are back on top. Aggies are now battling the clock with 3 timeouts and 1:57.
Hey, that hole got a little bit dicey there by Jack Colbreth, but he did a good job of remaining calm, got that ball, put it down, and great kick right there to put him up. Kind of on the ground, into his knee a little bit. He did a great job of staying calm. And then I'll tell you what, the hardest thing to do for a kicker is to remain on line. So great job by Hoyland, trusting his holder, swinging his leg through and making the field goal. Yeah, and you wonder if Coach Dreiling's second guessing a little bit his decision to kick the extra point. They went up 2 instead of 3, so that extra point that they kicked, didn't have a huge result on the game. You'd like to go for 2, make it a 3-score game or a 3-point game if you do in fact get it, and if not, it's no harm, no foul. It's the same situation you're in right now. You're still down a field goal.
And conversely, Wyoming went for 2 at one point and did not get it. So all of that adds up some. There's a plenty deep enough kick. Who is your Old Trapper player of the game?
Well, I think you look at it. I think it's the running back Sam Scott. Not only has he been good in the run game, he's popped a couple long runs. He's played physical. He had the touchdown where he runs through to the defender. He's physical at the end of the run right there. And then also he's been fantastic on the perimeter of the offense blocking for Tyler King. Right here is the real physical run he had. Just runs right through a defender. DJ Graham. And then he's been great on the edge. So he's done a fantastic job. Converted linebacker, he's done great.
Petrus finds Tia, who finds some Cowboys, and he goes out of bounds. Wyatt Eckler helped him out of play. 3 timeouts. Petrus 22 of 34, a little over 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
But now he's got to step up. 6-year senior, spent most of his time at Iowa. He missed last year with an injury, and then this year he's their guy. He's big, he's strong, he's got a great arm. They trust him a lot with this offense. He can check out the line of scrimmage, and now is a fantastic opportunity for them to show what he can do.
On the game clock, 1:53.
And they're going to put time back on to make it to 153. Keep in mind there are 2 different place kickers for Utah State. We've seen Tanner Cragen today. He is the man from about 47 and in. Elliot Nimrod, who handles kickoff, is the deep man. He's hit from as long as 50 on the year. They would need to get to around the 35 for 89 Elliot Nimrod.
Absolutely, and you look at the flags in this stadium, and it's the people here at Wyoming have said it's never been this calm before. The flags are moving. The American flag's not moving. The state flag of Wyoming not moving at all. So no wind either direction or crosswind.
There you go, right there on the goalpost. And we are at 7,220 feet above sea level. The ball is carried well. Petrus well shy of the 300 he had in the last 3 games. Play fake. Steps into it. Over top of Kyrese White. Coverage there from Rook Brown, and flags fly all over.
I'm going to be interested to see what they do. If they go and look at this for targeting, I think he hit him in the back with his shoulder. I'll be very curious what they do with this call.
Now, Kyrese White has gotten separation on multiple plays, and they haven't cleanly been able to connect.
He's got a good burst to him.
Cal McNeil, our referee.
Personal foul, targeting number 2 defense. 15 yards on the previous spot. Automatic placement.
They got to look at it too.
Previous plays on further review.
What do you see?
We'll see where he gets him with the shoulder. Another view.
And remember, part of the crowd reaction here certainly is because Tyler King, as a ball carrier, got smashed in the head by his shoulder, fumbled and turned it over, and hasn't come back since.
I'm going to be interested to see what they do here, because he doesn't. He gets him with his head, though, just barely. Rook Brown barely catches him. Helmet to helmet, barely catches him. And by the letter of the law, that is targeting. He's a defenseless player. And you can see Kyrese Wright's head turn a little bit there on contact. I'd be very surprised if they do, in fact, pick this up.
And this comes with 1:47 as of now on the game clock. And Utah State trying to drive to take the lead back.
And the other thing, too, is if it is, in fact, targeting one of their best players, Rook Brown, in the slot, he's going to be out of the game.
He leads the team in interceptions. He's second in pass breakups. This is
After
the
review,
definition.
There is no targeting on the play.
There you go.
I got to read up on my targeting rules then.
Because you felt it was there.
I mean, look, he launched and he looked like he launched. Yeah. Did I think the contact was egregious? No, but I mean, if you follow the letter of the law, I mean, it's so hard to rule, especially for these officials. I'd rather here get one more look at it. Yeah, he barely clips him. There's nothing malicious about that, so I don't mind them picking it up at all.
3rd down and 8. They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down this half. But you got to be thinking 4-down territory. They do have 3 timeouts, but man, that would be an uphill climb. Petrus. Faison. They go low, and he is short. Keon Parks stopped him about 3 yards shy. What do you do?
Clock's running. I think you go for it right here, especially with the amount of time coming off the clock. I think now they're going to call a timeout.
So a timeout.
I think that's the right move. I mean, go think about it, right? Think about what you want to do. Come up with your best play call. It's what, 3rd and 4th and about 3.
They are 0 for 1 on 4th down today. They have lost 6 consecutive games. They haven't beaten an FBS team on the year. Their only win came in their opener against FCS Robert Morris.
Well, this is a very similar situation to them last week when they were up with an opportunity to convert on 4th down and they got stuffed. So this is a little bit different situation. Obviously, they're down a point, but I fully anticipate them to go for it. And I think if I'm them, your 2 best players right, your 3 best players, Kyrese Wright, Spencer Petras, and then obviously Rasul Faison. So I think you got to get those guys involved somehow.
Bryson Barnes is in at quarterback.
Do you get some sort of open or option route front side to the open side?
The transfer from Utah, and it looks like we might get a timeout from Wyoming. Is that a good idea, seeing the different personnel?
I think it was, and then now Wyoming calls a timeout, and then now you got to try to figure out what's Utah State going to do. I'd imagine if he gets in the game, he's a good runner. You don't put him in the game to throw the ball. I think, if anything, it's some sort of an option to the open side where you option that defensive end on the end man on the line of scrimmage and pitch it to Faison. And then, like, it looked like they were going to bring Kyrese Wright in motion. So they're going to get all 3 of those guys involved, and they're going to try to muddy a picture for that defense. So it'd be interesting what they do. Petras is walking into the huddle now. But it seems to me like they're going to keep Bryson Barnes in the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if they run some sort of open side option off that defensive end and give an opportunity for Faison and Kyrese Wright to get in the game.
We asked OC Kyle Stefano, what do you do with Barnes? He said it's cool to have a backup who played in 2 Rose Bowls. He highlighted getting him involved in the run game. He averages 5.5 per. It's his first play of the game on 4th and 3. He keeps, and he's got the first down. Bryson Barnes, a gain of 5.
You're going to keep him in.
And the clock stops as they move the chains.
So this is the look that they've given all game. The 2 wide set, make a read off the outside guy and go.
Play fake. Barnes steps into it. Whistled, incomplete. Keon Parks in coverage there against Josh Sturzer.
All right, so he's got 3 options. He got option 1, run the ball to Faison. Option 2, throw the ball to Kyrese Wright. Based on what the defense does, they got a little bit of penetration there by Suianoa. Once he gets upfield, tuck the ball, go get a first down.
Petras is back in. Tempo is going to be ramped up by the Aggies. 2 timeouts. Play fake. Petras steps into it. White, he's got it. First down over top of Rook Brown into Wyoming territory.
It's a good confident throw by Petras. They go a little corner outside breaking route concept up top and just compromises leverage. He just gets into Rook Brown. He puts a little good shake on him and runs away from leverage. Really good positive throw right there by Spencer Petras.
Able to pick up 18 yards. They need to get to the 35 for field goal range. Faison inside run, and he is to the 35-yard line, a yard short of the first, gain of 9.
Now if you're Wyoming, you got to start using some of these timeouts because they're close to field goal range right now.
Only 1 timeout left for Wyoming, 2 for Utah State, and it looks like a whistle and a timeout did get in first. Referee Cal McNeil.
Timeout on field for injured player.
So an injury timeout, it appears, as Tice Westland just jogged off.
I think if you're Wyoming right here, obviously you got to get a stop. You limit any more positive yardage forward and say, hey, we're going to try to keep you out of field goal range. But anything other than that, Utah State's got a big time advantage. So what's going on right now is they're going to spread them out wide. They're going to box count it. Utah State's going to take the favorable matchup, and what they've been doing in this formation has been running a lot.
Petras to Tia. Invites the harm and then gets out of bounds. Gets to the 27. It's a gain of about 8. Devon Harris was there. That's a first down. Clock frozen as they move the chains.
Yeah, and they're just reading the outside. If that safety's way off the ball, they got a blocker for the corner. They got a big tight end, Josh Sturzer. He's going to block the point man, and then they're going to throw the ball outside to the receiver.
Wyoming with a massive personnel change. Only 3 down linemen. This is invited run on the game. Blitz comes. Faison. Now Wyoming's got 1 timeout, 37 seconds. Connor Shea the stick. They're already in good field goal range.
So you got to start thinking about negative plays and forcing turnovers, getting that ball out. Penetration, shooting your shot. Also, our guy, you got to play with really good eyes on the perimeter. You can't go take, especially in the secondary, you can't go shoot a ball and go make a play on it. Your eyes have to stay on your man, and you have to do your job. The inside three guys on the defensive line and the backers have to do their job as well.
Critical question, who would kick? Because we were told that Cragen would be the guy about 47 and in, but from more than 40, he's 0 for 1. He missed a 45-yarder last week, where Nimrod is 3 of 7 on the year, but has hit from 50. Where they are right now, you're looking at about a 42-yard field goal. That's a little beyond what Cragen has actually done in the game.
So they got Cragen down there warming up on the net. So if you're Utah State, you got plenty of time. I think you just keep the ball on the ground with face on, play against this light box, and slowly creep your way in the field goal range. And the other thing you got to think about, where does Cragen want the ball? Is he a hash guy? Is he one in the middle? Where does he want it?
Each team one timeout. Petrus out of bounds, incomplete.
Incomplete pass stops the clock, which helps Wyoming. So right now, if you run the ball, Wyoming can stop the clock, and you go kick your field goal. So I think you keep this ball on the ground, and you figure out where Cragen wants the ball. Does he want it on the right hash? Does he want it on the left hash? Is he a middle guy? I think you go back to that and figure out where he wants the ball, and you dictate your play off that.
Tight end Josh Sturzer jogs back in.
Sturzer's been more of a blocker for them. Obviously, he caught the touchdown pass, but he's been very physical on the perimeter.
Blitz is on. Faison gets positive yardage. Earns the 22. Clock rolling. Suianoa the stop.
So they get the ball in the middle of the field here. I'd imagine Cragen's going to come on and kick this ball.
He's hit from 30 on the day. Offense on the field. They're going to work this clock.
They don't have to run another play here. They can run this all the way down. So you have to imagine they like where they're at. They like where the ball is positioned on the field. Leave it to one play.
So at 2 seconds, Nate Dreiling, the youngest head coach in the FBS, his last day coaching as a 33-year-old, calls timeout. He'll send on his redshirt freshman Tanner Cragen. Wyoming has a timeout. Do you try to freeze him?
I think you 100% do. There's no reason why you should just hang on to that timeout. And I think the more you leave him out there to think about it, the less practice kicks he gets in. He spent the last couple minutes kicking on the net. Let him go out there and think about it a little bit.
His long is 38. This would push that by about a yard.
And that's all stuff that he's thinking about right now, going through his head.
Tanner Cragen, Wyoming armed with a timeout. Out of the hold of Constantly, the punter. For the win.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to call one. You can see him on the sideline.
And the timeout comes. So Jay Sauvel does the only thing he can do. He calls his final timeout with 2 seconds left, trying to make the redshirt freshman Tanner Cragen think about it a little bit more.
I wonder what Wyoming has as far as field goal block goes. Do they have any kind of a front where their defensive line shifts down, they move down to try to draw Utah State offsides? You got to pull out your best stop right here if you're Wyoming. And then if you're Utah State, the number one thing that you got to do is protect your inside gap. That's the number one most important thing for Utah State. Protect your inside gap. That's the closest way to the football is through the inside, and then on the edges. They got two big tight ends out there, Will Money and Josh Sturzer. Those guys got to protect off the perimeter.
This kick to decide the game, win or lose. Tanner Cragen from 40. Snap clean, kick in the air. Cragen hits it. Zeros on the clock, and Utah State snaps a 6-game slide against FBS foes and knocks off Wyoming on the road 27-25.
And that must just feel so good. It's clean snap, clean hold, great kick, right down the middle. And if you're Nate Dreiling, especially with how last week went, it's got to be such a good feeling for them because they got stuffed on 4th down to go win, and they converted and go down there at the end of the game to go win. And you feel for Coach Sauvel right here. He's got a great staff. He's a great coach. They just have struggled so much this year.
Well, Nate Dreiling and company win for the first time since the opener. They beat FCS Robert Morris, had slid at 6 straight. They get their first league win. Tanner Cragen, his first winner, his first hit from 40 plus. And so the Bridgers battle, the rifle claimed by the Aggies, who had beaten Wyoming for the first time since 19, their first win at Wyoming in a half dozen years. For Luke Kuechly and our entire CBS crew, I'm John Sadak as we say good night from Laramie, Wyoming. A nail-biter goes to the Aggies. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now we send it back to New York City as the Aggies prevail on the road. Brent Stover and the crew in our studios will take it over. The final 27-25 Utah State.